Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse.
Hi everybody, it's Monday evening, 6 p.m. here at Hyper RPG, community-driven, interactive, hyperactive Twitch channel. That doesn't count as a break. The show hadn't even started and I was already there. Whatever. Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse. It's your Seattle crew. We're so happy to be with you tonight.
Talented.
We are so organized and awesome and just excited to see you. You know what it is? We're so pumped for the Just For You tour. Is everyone ready for the Just For You tour?
Yeah.
I am excited.
Definitely.
We've got all of the Joe's Diners locations, Sentinel City, the Kingdom of Yosemite. What's the other one?
Gen Con?
Sentinel City and
the Dome. Thunderdome.
Planet
Thunderdome. We are so happy to be with you guys here tonight on Masters of the Metaverse. If you have not seen Masters of the Metaverse before, you are in for a lot of fun, and we'll tell you right about it as soon as I give you the announcements.
Announcements.
So, if you didn't know already, it's possible to subscribe to Hyper RPG. There's information on how to do that in chat right now, because someone awesome just put the link up. I love being able to have that power. I don't have to tell it. It's just like, boom, it happens. It's fantastic. Coming up after this show is part 2 of TMNT Indomitable. That is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles HeroClix game. If you're going to stick around for that, please make sure to remind all the people who show up for that and aren't here now that they should have shown up 3 hours earlier. Damn them. But in a loving way. In a loving way, I meant that.
Really?
It's okay.
Really, did you?
I pretty much meant it in a loving way. If they come back and watch the VOD, I meant it in a loving way.
Pretty much loving.
Yeah,
Pretty much loving.
The most pastoral, loving way possible. Hyper will also be doing live coverage of Scare LA on Saturday. At least I think that's what this means. Scare LA, not Scare La. It might be a song title. I don't know. They will also be doing a coverage of Vans Warped Tour, which I'll confess, is that the shoes? Or is it just Warped Vans? Or?
It's a concert series.
I feel like it's a concert.
You know so much more than me. I appreciate that.
Like it's sponsored by,
I immediately.
Let's see. There's 2 more episodes of the Skywatch miniseries. Check that out on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you've not been doing that yet, please Skywatch 6 p.m. Pacific time. That has been a lot of fun on Wednesdays as well. And there are 2 more episodes of Death from Above season 2. Fridays at 6 p.m. Make sure you're checking that out. We got all sorts of fun stuff happening.
Are they ever going to bring the Emperor back?
Yeah, for reals. I want
the
to
Emperor.
know.
Isn't there some shit happening?
Wouldn't it be awesome if the Emperor got in a mech?
Yeah, I mean, just keep in mind the fact that every time you don't show up, it's guaranteed to survive to the next season.
Yeah, you're probably going to live.
You know, I'm just saying, like, there are advantages to not showing up as much.
Yeah, but you and the mech would be much appreciated.
Way better.
Do we all miss Big Larry?
Yeah.
I miss Big
What's
Larry.
not to miss? He's big and he's Larry.
He's Larry. He's not Harry, he's Larry.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to, like, ping Mitch. Get him back.
So, if you've not seen the show before, Masters of the Metaverse is a crazy sci-fi mashup fun show where we use the Tri-Stat system, and every one of these fine folk in front of you is portraying a meta-pilot. That is someone with the power and ability through techno-babble stuff to go from one reality and insert themselves into another reality where they are then able to control this other being with superpowers or special abilities or whatnot, depending on what reality they go to. They have been space princesses, magical space princesses. I'm sorry.
Damn straight.
You were one too.
Yeah.
I got to miss that fun.
Yes, we were in a steampunky Wild West. We're currently in American Sentinels, which is a world where superheroes are so common that they are competing on reality TV shows for employment. And we also have some really awesome new realities that we're going to show you in season 2 that I'm very excited
Oh man,
for.
it's gonna be wicked.
And that is going to be a lot of fun.
Is Wicked one of the realities that we're
Oh
going
God,
into?
no! Please
We
no.
can do the. Well, you know, people want a musical reality.
So musical reality is fine.
We need to do musical
Just
reality.
like let's do all.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm excited. Like we've gone through a bunch of genres now as a group. Like we've done some sci-fi, we've done some, some space fantasy, we've done some, old westy kind of stuff.
Yep.
We're in superhero. Like I think it's cool that we might get a chance to tackle some of these other genres. Like we haven't done a fantasy game yet.
It's true.
Like,
True.
this would be the coolest D&D party ever.
Yes, so we're working on some cool things to bring up for season 2, or as we also refer to it in-house, Masters of the Metaverse post Gen Con.
Yeah.
Post Gen Con, yes.
So
It's not so much a hiatus as it is we have to go to Indianapolis for a week.
Yes, go do some fun stuff there. If you didn't know, actually, Masters of the Metaverse is brought to you both by Hyper RPG and by the fine folks from Zombie Orpheus Entertainment. And we have some great stuff on the zombieorpheus.com website. You can check out Dead.market, which is where we have some cool swag and gear available.
Hell yeah.
You can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/zombieorpheus. And even though some of us will be out at Indianapolis, there are going to be some fine folk here who are going to do some cool stuff too. And Kelly and Vanessa are going to help hold down the fort. And I am very excited to see what they do when we're gone.
Surprise!
So
We're glad they'll be here with you. We wish they were coming with us.
Yes, this is true. It'd be fun to have
We
them.
want to take all the people.
So, Metaverse or Tri-Stack, the basic gist is roll low, that's better. The more you beat your target number by, that's better. You at home, our chat, you are the computerized hyper reality amplifier and transformer. You have the ability to troll and buff and help out and hinder the team in whatever way you see fit. There's already some things that got purchased before the show started. All the pre-show stuff has already been taken care of. So if you guys have your sheets in front of you that let you know what those do, I will quickly let chat know as well.
Yeah, I'm
The way the
excited.
pre-show stuff works is everyone has something that's just kind of a basic level. It's available, and then they have a what I want to say. They have a boosted ability that unlocks at $750 total spent in the store. So Aquamarine, your basic bookworm ability gives you a 5-point bonus to all skill checks that involve research, and you have the ability to unlock a use of a time bubble from one of your previous iterations, one of your previous identities and avatars.
Time shift.
Yep, time shift. Crash, you have read the DMG or read the DMG, depending on your preference for how to pronounce that word. And that is where you are immediately aware of a target's current hit points because you served as the GM for a while. And
Yeah, so I get the cool GM powers. And as for how I read it, I'm going to keep that to myself right here in my heat.
I like it in your heat.
Sorry.
You're such a boot heed. It's Hack Attack Hack is the other thing you have where you can blow all of the remaining meta points, at least 5 of them, and then narrate what happens that round for everybody's character.
Can you actually read exactly what that says? Because it looks like the fact that I get to narrate for everybody's character seems really awesome.
For the team. It's like the Hack Attacky thing.
Right, yeah, that's what I meant. So I get to say what everybody does.
Yeah.
You do.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only if we have
I didn't
5.
use that as well as I could have last time.
It's all good.
Only
I'm sorry, Chad. I hope I didn't waste it.
Only if we have 5 meta points, though.
Yes.
Right, we have to have at least 5.
At least 5.
So Jebediah, for your time as Johnny Appleseed, the druidic presence of the Wild West, you have Arbor Day, which means the presence of plant life. You gain fast healing 10 per round.
That's super.
You also have Going Commando, aka Britchin, which is where you can drop trowel, fling your pants at an opponent, and distract them for 1 round.
So the great thing I get is I lost my pants again.
Yes, that would be your
That's
shtick.
amazing.
It's a voluntarily
From Eliana, the Magical Space Princess.
Yes.
Escalon, Magical Space Princess.
Eliana?
Eliana
was
Magical Space
one of them.
Princess Fabulon.
Fabulon, that's what it was.
Why don't you guys remember this stuff? It's been so long making it for you.
Sorry,
Such a simple show to track. You are able to automatically stabilize someone back to 1 hit point.
Right.
So instead of being dying, you can bring them back up.
I just pointed
Also, your boosted ability, Sparkle Bomb, you were able to heal the party back to full health.
I just picture
It's a glitter bomb.
I just picture this glorious Sparkle.
And then Rosie, your basic Jill of all trades, that's a 5-point bonus to any skill check that you don't have that skill. It's a trained ability. And called shot, that's where you can auto call the hit location on a shot, which is a handy thing. There are some fun things coming up. So one of the things that happens on this show is we have target numbers that if we hit them in the store, things get unlocked for you guys in chat.
Yes.
Because this show cannot be done without you.
Not at all.
No, it
In
can't.
fact,
No.
honestly, practicing this show without chat
Was weird.
Sucks.
It was weird.
it really does. Like the two beta testers.
Two beta testes.
Hi, Chad. It's been a while. It's good to see you.
A while since Saturday.
Since Saturday, less than 48 hours. The two beta tests that we didn't have a live chat. I really didn't like that as much.
You made them all up, right?
So we
I
were
did. I made up the.
we were neutered then.
So at $500, we unlock a piece of Zoe swag for you guys, a digital download of a movie or some such thing that we have done. Again, you can check out zombieorpheus.com and see what all is there. And a couple people in the past have had trouble getting in contact with after they've won stuff. So if you're someone out there who's not followed up on one of those things, please send me a whisper in Twitch at NW_Odie, and I will absolutely respond to you and we'll get you hooked up.
Yep.
At $1,000, we unlock a waffle, a golden waffle, which is the fun emoji that some people are probably going to throw right now at you. That's a hint. And additionally, the golden waffle is where we find out something that you enjoy, a musical styling. We put those together and create a song for you for the next week. One of those is actually still waiting to be unlocked for next week. KF Joser. Or is it Hoser? Is it like
It could be like a Spanish J.
Hispanic Canadian?
Camp
Hoser.
Rosary.
KF Hoser? That's kind of fun. I'm going to be laughing about that all night. None of you care about that joke, really.
No.
Too good for that, huh?
I laugh.
Yeah, I think
care.
every single one of us.
Anyway, you
I
have
was
a musical done
mildly
a la
amused.
Cell Block Tango. With either a Season 1 recap for each player's favorite a Season 1 recap or each player's favorite character moments. And so it only seemed appropriate to wait until next week to do that
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So wait, are we all singing our own
sing.
thing?
one. Yeah, you'll sing your own thing.
Yeah, just like in the cell block tango.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
All right, now I have
Not
to.
that
I'm
part.
watching the sweat on Kelly's forehead now.
So it's got to be a song like the Cell Block Tango, or
I'm
are we
going to
doing
use that or something like that. That'd be fine.
Awesome.
And I haven't fully confirmed this with Zach, but depending on what happens next week, since it remains to be seen week to week whether or not Indomitable will show up after us on Monday nights. If they aren't broadcasting next week, then we'll see about going a little bit late, and maybe we can just kind of chat with y'all too about how the show's evolved and what you guys have liked and what we can do for season 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would love to do an honesty
So-
hour just for the Metaverse
Either
fans.
that or we'll just knock the show out early, and that's an option too. We have the power. So, as I've mentioned a few times, so with Zombie Orpheus Entertainment being a big sponsor and part of the creative process for making this show, Zombie Orpheus Patreon backers are able to vote each week or more or less on buffs
more or
and things to help out the team.
Yeah, so what did they give us this
So we
week?
have the results for that. What we also have of that is a special bonus you're going to get this week. So in the past, I've given you, depending on people's votes, you've gotten a cumulative 1 point, 2 point, 3 point bonus that you
Right.
can use on a single roll.
Right.
Right? You following me? Yeah. Okay, so this week, whatever number I tell you, we're actually going to raise it up by 1. And the reason is we've had a lot of conversation as a crew in the past about how we don't like it when things get purchased and not used. And at the same time, just to be really candid, chat, we need that to keep the show going. So as a compromise, what we're going to start doing, we talked about this some last week, is
Yeah.
we're going to take and basically convert whatever is left into bonus points for you guys based on what's left over.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Love it. That's a fantastic use because then it's not wasted.
Exactly. So I don't like the idea.
But we're
of
talking
not
about
being
doing
used at
something
all.
similar for DFA
Exactly.
to use those points to fix the mechs midweek.
Yes,
Yes.
DF3.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
DFA season 3 is gonna be
season 3
amazing.
we're talking about
And they're
today.
going to
So-
need it.
So along those lines, Crash, you've got a +7 that you can use, or actually it's a +8.
Holy flarking
And 10
schnit.
points of armor.
How much, 10?
And 10 points of armor. Aquamarine, you have what is effectively a +5, because it's a 4 + 1, and 10 points of armor. Rosie, you have a
you.
+5, because it's that 4-1, for 10 points and 10 points of armor. Jebediah, you have a +4, it's a 3-4, with 20 points of armor. Jenica, you have the same, so you have a +4.
4 and 20.
20 points of armor.
Okay.
And I have a +4 4, and 30 points of armor.
Thank you, Patreon.
Thank you so
Indeed.
much.
And then the last little piece of housekeeping to throw at everybody, if you hadn't noticed already in the store, we have one completely new item in the store, and we have 2 rebranded items in the store.
Ooh.
So what used to be called, and by used to be called, I mean we've had it for like 2 weeks. What was Best of Times, and then we had Worst of Times.
Yes.
So Best of Times,
roll
roll 3 die, use the best 2.
Yeah.
And Worst of Times, roll 3 dice and use the worst 2.
Right.
So Best of Times is now going to be known as #MDog.
M-Dog!
And Worst of Times is now known as #RyRy. Love you, RyRy. And additionally, there's a new piece of the puzzle that is in the store, and this is QQ Brew. #QQ Brew.
Okay.
And what that is a 1-point bonus to a roll.
Oh, cool.
And as we've talked about doing modification, actually it's a DFA modification we've talked about. The way it will work is if you want to give yourself a 1-point bonus, spend 1 point. If you want to give yourself a 2-point bonus, spend 1 plus 2. So spend 3 points. And if you want to give yourself a 3-point bonus,
1 plus 2
1
plus
plus 2 plus 3. So 6.
points.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
On it.
So we're going to try that out. We used that on Saturday for the Scooby-Doo RPG. If you didn't check it out, it was hilarious. Check it out. The VOD. It was a lot of fun. And it worked really well in that, and we used TriStat for that, so we're going to experiment with it some more. And
I don't see
there.
meta points up there. They are. Okay.
Yeah, meta points are still there.
Yes. Oh, it's the RyRy thing I don't see.
Yeah. No, it's up. It's under
Oh,
the
it's
party.
under party trolls.
Yeah.
I got it now.
Yep. So, there we go. So let's dive into all this fun and stuff.
Let's do it.
Woo! Let's do it.
So last week,
We also have a dance already.
we do have a dance.
We didn't do that yet.
We could dance right now, actually.
Wait, we also have a hack attack?
Yeah.
That's the one from last
That's
week.
the giveaway from last week.
from last
Hack
week. We
So
don't
I know
know.
what that one does.
Oh, we're so excited.
We don't know what it does, but you know what it does.
I'm excited.
Mark, do you want to drop the song?
Yes, he does.
Masters of the Metaverse, they travel through time and space and stuff. Control them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice.
Tentacles.
Bound by the whims of a secret voice. Masters, masters of the Metaverse, masters, masters of the Metaverse. Masters, masters of the Metaverse, masters, masters of the Metaverse.
Yeah! That's a good way to start.
Yeah, no, I feel like we've got some.
Exercise.
That's like
We don't want too high energy of a show, guys.
Okay.
We might have to take it down a notch.
Take it down.
no.
Good night, chat. That was fun. That was
I
a
think we
show.
really
We're done.
took it up a notch.
Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse.
Yes.
Channel it. Channel
I
it.
thought it was
So
mass
do you recall?
We recall things.
Yeah. Do you recall what happened
Saved Blue Streak.
last week?
Yeah, we delved into the twisted mind of
The
Blue Streak. Yeah.
Yes, mostly empty mind.
Well, it was
Not really, but
lots of walls.
Lots of walls.
Lots and lots of walls.
and bad
Trauma.
things happen to her.
We visited Kid Titan's ex-girlfriend, Molly, who helped us save Blue Streak by delving into her
Mind.
subconscious and getting all the evil out of it.
Yes.
Yes.
all I can remember is Chris in that voice.
My wife.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Great. That was good.
Oh, there was milk.
We gave Molly a rather severe speech impediment thanks to Chad.
Well done.
That was just when she had her earbuds in.
It really
She
was
couldn't
lucky
hear
she
as
was
well.
telepathic.
I
honestly.
approve hack attacks like that.
Not where we a public
You approve of hack
speaker.
attacks where Chris has to speak in funny voices.
Or
not-
any of us.
Not ones where you have only milk to use.
Hey, I made that milk.
You
work.
did make
Yes,
that.
you did. You ruled
I
that.
poured it.
You
I
can
milked
say
the
you
milk.
milked
You
it,
did
yeah.
perf proud.
You were a
I
fantastic,
milked
You milked the milk.
You milked it for all it was worth.
fantastic
Yep, definitely.
lactomancer.
Yeah, so despite the many perils that chat threw at us, along with the many perils that you threw at us, we won the day.
Yes.
We saved Kid Titan's only friend.
Yay! Because his other friend turned evil. Boo.
Yes.
We could be your friends now.
So you guys seem to remember, yeah. So what had occurred is, yes, you found yourself through the powers of Miss Migraine, aka Molly, Butch, aka Kid Titan's ex-girlfriend. You were able to place yourself in the wounded psyche of Blue Streak. Remember that she had been accosted by Doctor Migraine, Molly's father, and had been used to kind of spy on you guys and figure out what was going on. Migraine, you had learned recently, was responsible, or most likely responsible, for a spate of murders and suicides that had, well, suicides disguised as murders that were taking place in Sentinel City, offing many of the other competitors on the show and things like that. And yeah, so you spent most of the last week adventuring through Blue Streak's mind and helping to rescue her and helping her rescue herself from Dr. Migraine's evil clutches and the work that he had done.
Yes.
So as we open up tonight, you find yourself back in Molly's kitchen. You'll recall you had just warped back out of the mine. You were there. Everybody was awake and conscious. And you kind of take stock of each other, that you're all back together, that you're safe and sound, and Molly's cabin. Remember that her cabin had some wards on it, so it looked very simple from the outside, but it was bigger on the inside. And so you, as a group, Molly invites you all into the living room out towards the front, where you'd first entered in. Now, as you may recall, when you first entered into the cabin, the space was very stark.
Yeah.
You recall this?
Yes.
It looks like nothing to see until you reached the kitchen and you found her cooking. This time, as you start walking down the hallway towards the front door, it's kind of like this fog is starting to slowly peel away from your brain, and you're starting to see ghostly images of picture frames and pieces of arts are starting to appear down the hallway.
Can we see them?
Yeah. You can see it's kind of like they're somewhat similar to the experience you had in Blue Streak's mind, watching those pieces of her past play out before you.
Right.
And kind of a shadowy, almost reality.
So what are they?
So as you keep walking into the living room, you see set out before you just a simple but comfortable living room arrangement, several chairs, a couch, a radio over in the corner. It's actually an old-fashioned, one of those big wooden ones that's been kind of digitized and such. And as you were walking down the hallway, getting closer and closer to that front door, that kind of nebulous nature to the features of the room, it starts to become more and more concrete. Not concrete like the building material, but more and more real. And you're all smart enough by now. I'm not going to make you roll for it because you'll just tell each other, and you'd figure it out.
You just ruin it.
What?
We just ruin it.
You just ruined it. No, you're pretty certain that when you first came in, she hadn't let you in, so to speak.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And so you're slowly seeing the way that this is actually outfitted. And so she invites you all into the living room. Everyone takes a seat. There's pictures on the wall.
Are any of them Butch and Molly?
There is an old picture of Butch and Molly over on the mantle.
I take a digital picture of it.
Wow, that says a lot.
Do you go like, click?
Yeah. Click. It's now in my memory.
I'm just gonna be happy about it.
I could print pictures for everybody who wants one. Anybody want a picture?
I want one.
That's telling. That's telling.
I've
Now
got
this is a story all about how the crew got zapped and shrunk right down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, to tell you how someone almost died to hair. Hashtag MetaPoint, hashtag Sentient Memben, hashtag Beta Testes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Beta testes.
Beta testing.
I'm glad you unintentionally.
It sounds like we took a trophy from DFA. Too soon?
No, wow.
Too soon?
Everyone do that's
No, it is
please
telling that
include
that's on her mantle.
Yes, that says a lot. It's in her house.
It says what's in
There's
her
several
heart.
family photos on
Wow,
one of the walls.
Molly.
What are
Is it
who's
the
in
picture
those?
from the photo booth that's like the strip? Where
Oh, of you and Molly?
Yeah.
There is a strip of those stuck into a picture that was from your guys' 1-year anniversary. You've gone out to a nice dinner in town, and so it's the two of you sitting at a little Italian-esque restaurant.
It was super fancy and pretty expensive.
Exactly, and it has like that strip stuck in front of it.
They had a legit guy with a mustache that played the accordion.
That's so
I have always wanted to learn a musical instrument.
You know, you can do that.
I could do that immediately the next time we see someone who knows a musical instrument better than we did on our... No, that was a different
So as you walk
universe.
into the room,
Play the piano.
as you walk into the room, and you all should be middle on your identities.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. As you walk into the room, the radio, like I said, it is this older style radio that's sitting there in the corner. It is
Old-timey.
It is playing something, which is only appropriate because we always know that there's never music or TV in any series that is not relevant to what's going on.
Yeah.
And you hear this announcer's voice over the radio. Mayor Cynthia John is proud to announce the newest pairing in the city's Sister Neighborhood program, where one neighborhood is paired with another to increase cultural awareness and sensitivity. Southwest Haven and North Haven will be exchanging goodwill ambassadors and encouraging their students to learn about each neighborhood's culture, history, and unique sense of style.
That's nice.
In sports, the Sentinel City Epics defeated the Sentinel City Awesomes 84-83 on a last-second goal by hometown hero Highlight Guy. This morning, Sapphire Incorporated announced a new line of jewelry, Aquamarine by Sapphire. The company's stock surged nearly 7% with the introduction.
That's the worst one
And
yet.
long lines of prospective purchasers were seen outside local stores. Following several reports of health code violations, the Sentinel City Mall shut down its Kentucky Fried Lamb franchise while improvements are made. To that, this reporter has only one thing to say. Bah. And now, back to your countdown of classic top hits. And there's a little bit of a record skip, and then you just hear this song start to play. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. And it just kind of goes through that song playing in the background.
That's creepy.
You all heard that, right? Everyone? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We're thinking about that now.
Are we thinking about time or are we thinking about the lamb?
The Sapphire brand Aquamarine jewelry? It's fine, it's fine. I'm just gonna crawl up into the corner.
Can I get you anything while you're
This
up there?
processing over here.
Like some ice water?
Reality is harsh.
While she is processing, may I send a nano wasp gently over to Molly and steal her telepathy power? I want to see how that interfaces with my computer.
So you begin to do that, and an alarm goes off in your head.
MOTM, I love the show every week.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see what Kelly and Vanessa have planned for the bridge episode.
Me too.
To celebrate, have hashtag you Bruce Smiley Face. Wait, why does this say made by Sapphire?
Oh, I didn't tell you that. If you look in the store, that's actually how it is described. It says QQ Brew, usable by anyone, gives a 1-point bonus to a single roll, or a player can spend more for a higher bonus, sold exclusively by Sapphire Incorporated.
That's hilarious. It's fine. We're just biding my time over here.
It is. So, as soon as you begin to do that, you hear this little voice in your head. I really wouldn't do that.
Are you sure?
And it's Molly's voice that
Oh, I
you
know.
hear.
Are you sure?
And from across the room, she just looks at you and shakes her head a little bit.
Okay, I won't if you don't want me to, but I just thought it would be an interesting power to
Bombshell,
try.
who are you talking to?
Molly,
Why?
I was going to steal her telepathy power. I wanted to see how that worked.
No. That's not the kind of telepathy you want.
I just wondered what it would do with the computer system that I have.
It would let all the magic smoke out.
I don't have any magic smoke.
What? Aren't you powered by magic smoke?
No, nano wasps.
Oh my. Yeah,
Just kidding. I know.
I don't have to do it. I was just curious.
I would prefer that you didn't.
Okay.
Sounds like it's dangerous.
Everything that she does tends to be a little bit dangerous.
She's cool like that.
Yes, you.
Do we want to get dangerous? Like dark?
So as you're having this conversation, Molly's just watching you silently.
Molly.
She seems more comfortable than she did when you first showed up.
Good.
I mean, she's no longer trying to, kill you, so that's helpful.
We thank you for that.
And Blue Streak is just drinking some water out of a glass and sitting in a chair and also fairly quiet.
Are any of the new things that have appeared on the walls things that we should be paying attention to?
I mean, there are several photos and such that you can look at.
And
Yes.
Streak, are you out of the fight now?
So you go over to the photos?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm just asking, how are you doing? Is she in or out of the fight? Because we're not done.
When you say the fight, asking as a GM, just to clarify for a moment, you mean, is she...
I mean, there's still a murderer on the loose that can take control of people's bodies and
okay.
minds.
That's what you mean. Yeah, I mean, she kind of shakes her
And
head.
they seem to be somewhat bent on killing us at this point.
Yeah, she kind of shakes her head a little bit and just says, I'm better. I'm not 100%, but thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
Molly, can Streak stay here for a while? Now that she's been
Violated.
puppeted, that makes it just easier for him to do it again, right? So
And Molly just kind of nods as you're speaking.
the last thing I need is
Funny,
her
you were
running around trying
talking
to kill
about
us.
brands and stuff. Here I am wearing my Sapphire headphones made by Aquamarine and listening how Bombshell is powered by magic black smoke. Then this song comes on the radio. We've only just begun. #MetaPoint.
I heard Sapphire headphones by Aquamarine in there.
I heard that too.
Sounds good
That's
to me.
what it was. We're in a new universe now. It's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's
I'm
fine.
a
fine.
phoenix. I will rebuild from the ashes. Sapphire's ashes.
Aw.
She's just a robot, essentially.
I like that one.
Like me?
Not
No.
as cool.
So Molly doesn't
pretty
get.
cool,
Yeah, it's
Bombshell.
fine. She can stay here.
That would be good. We should go.
How about she tells us the story of how it all went down?
How all what went down?
Who, Blue Streak?
Yeah.
So
I will make hot chocolate appear for everyone, by the way, so that we get to have hot chocolates while we listen to.
I need
God
I
bless
need
it.
While she's
Haiku.
writing a haiku, what are on the walls?
Yeah, sure. So as you guys have been talking kind of back and forth and making, I mean, it's been semi-awkward small talk. Like it's,
It is never awkward small talk with Bombshell.
yeah, right. So as you're having this conversation and such,
I am well versed in
Bombshell
personality.
has stood up and she's going over the pictures on the walls and just kind of, perusing them and such. And, she doesn't have a lot. She has a few pieces of art. The ones she has seem to be nicer quality. Not a lot with faces in them.
More abstract.
Yeah. But there are a couple of photographs in small frames, and one you come across is, your computer. So give me a.
Cross-messaging her.
Give me a mind check.
Cross-referencing your facial recognition software against Google.
no.
I am Google.
No.
Well, how much did you miss it by? Because it's gonna be really hard to miss this.
I missed it by 5.
For serious? Okay. So you do have to take a moment to kind of stop and look at this for a while. And
I mean, if we were using like my computer's, I don't know, something about computers instead of my mind, then that might be better. Or I could try a skill.
give yourself a computer check as well, because you're
Okay.
trying to run through like, why is this looking familiar? What's going on?
That's better.
Okay,
I
cool.
beat the skill by 1.
By 1. So it took you a lot longer than you would have expected it to in hindsight. But
I was
you
just
do,
busy
as
in
you're
somebody
kind of-
else's mind.
As you're hacking along through this, you're pretty sure that this picture is of a much younger, like a teenage or so, Molly. And it's actually a fairly, to you it probably wouldn't be that striking because you are a soulless android.
She's got a soul right there.
Sure, just thinking, I said
But
that,
if
like,
you
she has a higher
cross-reference it
soul
against
score than
actual
almost
human
anybody.
emotion,
But she,
I do have that downloaded, all of the human emotions. I can access them at any time when
yeah, for the
appropriate.
record, I was speaking to Sarah in character in case anyone's wondering. I just want to make sure there was nothing Freudian about that statement. But if you were human, and you know enough about human emotion to recognize that it's kind of an odd picture because she's standing very dourly in front of a gravestone, a tombstone.
She looks sad in this picture.
And she looks kind of blank in it.
What's the tombstone say?
And the tombstone, you can't read all of it.
Can I enhance it digitally?
No, because she's standing in front of part of it. But what you are able to read off the side of her shoulder are the letters LVCRVM.
B or V?
V.
LVCR.
LV as in Victor, CRV as in Victor, M.
I recognize these as Roman numerals. I believe all of them are Roman numerals of some kind.
No.
They're not?
Are.
Well, they are, but that might not be what they
Do
mean.
you make any comment or observation about it?
Guys, Molly looks very sad in this
really
picture, and there is a strange tombstone with not Roman numerals on it.
So that's what you say?
Wow, bombshell.
Also, hot chocolate for all. Let's also add marshmallows. Hashtag storytime.
Nice use.
Wow.
So after the awkward question.
Molly kind of looks over at you, and Molly's... The room is starting to become a little more fuzzy to you, specifically.
Oh,
The rest of you can still see it quite clearly. But the bombshell is starting to get kind of fuzzy. And so you've pointed at this picture, you've made this comment and such, and she says, "That's my brother's graveside."
Brother.
I am so sorry.
And you remember from when the two of you were dating that Molly had an older brother who died when she was very young. He was 12 years older and she was about 6
Okay,
when it happened.
so it's before even I met her because we met when I was 8.
Yeah.
So
So you've never met him or such.
Tactless
And,
12-year-old. How did he die?
you know,
Harvey picks me up and sits me in his lap for protection as I ask this question, just so you know. So I'm floating. That's what it
Death
looks
is
like.
part of normal life.
But how did he die?
I'm so sorry.
She's only 20.
Was he killed by a super?
Just like you asked. Let's see what she said.
There was an accident.
Was it with a super and your daddy hates him and your daddy wants to kill him?
The room starts getting hazier for you as well.
That's not cool, bro.
She can't help it, you know.
She can. She made it go off, so she can make it go on.
Bombshell, give me a computer check.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a meta point.
Okay.
I tell Molly that I'm here for her if she ever needs to talk.
I beat my computer check by 4.
Are you kidding me?
By 4?
Yeah.
You recognize
She's
that
on everyone.
those are not Roman numbers. Those
not.
are Roman letters.
Oh. They are not Roman numbers, they are Roman letters.
And that in Latin, I should say not Roman, but Latin
I'm gonna say yeah.
letters, frequently the letter U is replaced with
V.
V.
So Lucrum?
Uh-huh.
Lucrum.
And if you want, you can do another check to see if you're able to figure out what that word means.
Oh, I'll do it.
I can also. I've got my Jill of all trades.
What? I have
Yeah.
Google and I'm a detective. I can manage.
Do it.
I don't have any. Yeah.
Spending it.
Should be a school.
So have you gotten up to look at this thing as well then?
I can see it from where I am.
Okay.
What skill are you?
I'm using my detective skill, and I rolled way under it. I beat it by 10.
It means reward, it means gain.
Reward, gain.
Okay.
What
And
a
if you
strange
do a
thing.
little bit, if you do a little bit more digging around and such, so you're actually like thumbing through this in front of her.
Oh yeah,
or-
I'm just research. I'll research. I've got.
Okay.
I don't have to thumb. I've got the computer
Right.
that just does things for me.
So you guys are continuing to have some side
I'm just
conversation
polite enough
with
not to
Molly
talk
while
out
this
loud
is
to
going
her.
on, and she isn't really engaging with you a ton about this. But as this is going on, what you come up with, what you come up with, let's say Crash, come up with Kid is that the word Morsmihi Lucrum, M-O-R-S-M-I-H-I.
Say that again?
M-O-R-S space M-I-H-I.
M-I-H-I.
And then lucrum is a semi-common phrase used on tombstones, on epitaphs. And eventually you dig around a little bit more and you find that it means death to me is reward. Or some translate it as to die is to gain.
There we go.
And if you do a little bit more checking, and since you nailed that check, because you said you beat it by like 10, right?
Beat it by 10,
What
yeah.
other tombstone was that on?
You were able to figure out that it's actually a condensed bit from part of Paul's letter to the Philippians. And that's where it came from.
So it's ecclesiastical, that.
It's oftentimes used in funeral rites, or somewhat often.
Okay.
It's more archaic. It's not super common.
Gotcha.
To break the fourth wall, it's less common, say, 21st century U.S., but more common up into maybe the 1800s, early 1800s.
Yeah.
Can I, since you're not talking to Molly about what you're researching, you're just doing it, right?
Oh dear, it seems my Metapod Access app isn't quite working right. Can someone reach #MDog to add a #MetaPoint?
Yay!
Is this the button that is that?
Nice job, chat. Thank you very much.
So I want to talk to Molly since he's not right now. Hi, Molly.
She just raises her eyebrow at you.
I understand that you can read minds. I am very interested in humans. I think they are very interesting, and I try to be as much like them as I can. And I am interested in your ability to do so. And I was curious what it's like. And I was curious if you can read my mind at all, or if you can only read the mind of the person piloting me.
I love that you put it that way. She said,
Have a #MetaPoint from the Hyper RPG Book Club.
Thank you.
Aww.
Thank you, Hyper RPG Book Club.
I didn't know there was a book club.
there is.
I want to join the book club.
They can put the link up for you and you can check it later.
Okay.
Ooh.
Tweet it at me.
That's true.
I'll just look up for what I'm doing. It's actually a fine question.
He approves of my questions. That never happens.
It's true. She looks around at the group of you again and says, I know it's not just you, Butch. And whoever's there with you seems safe.
He's nice.
And the rest of you seem nice.
Well, okay.
Why is...
What's important is the...
#Unique above to help when bombshell gets sent out to wait on the front porch. And the #Jackson up for when something needs to be punched. It will hopefully be Doctor Migraine.
Yes.
Nice play, chat.
Thank you.
Fingers.
Nice play. So I got this track of everything.
Molly was looking at me quizzically after she said everyone was nice.
Yes.
We're all at least half good.
I am all good.
So did you actually use the word pilot? Like, what did you...
I said the person piloting
You did
me.
say that. And she says, she kind of thinks for a moment. Jenica?
Uh-huh. That is what she is called. I'm more bombshell right now.
And she thinks for she's just kind of reaching out again for a moment. She says, I like Jenica.
Jenica is very serviceable.
And then she goes back over to Butch.
I like Jenica too.
And then you start to say something. I'm sorry, I got lost on.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's, so you know, us.
I know that there are more of you than there appears.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pretend that you didn't notice that, I think.
I have no interest in sharing that with anyone.
I'm pretty sure it's not canon.
I used a MetaPoint. I used a MetaPoint, just so you know. Also, for my Jill of all trades, What is your skill? Cape lore? Is that what your skill is, or knowledge of? Is it knowledge of superheroes, basically?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great. I want to know what her brother's superpower was,
Or if he had one.
or if he had one,
You're using cape lore for that?
or I'm asking how his skill works, because I know he's got that skill, and I definitely don't. But I would have to see it visually. Is that
Cape
how
lore
that
would be a
works?
mind check.
Mind check. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
I see what you're saying.
And I get a +5. Thank goodness. Oh, because then it's right on the monies.
In that case, you are able to. You are not able to find any references to her brother in any directory or anything that you can recall reading.
Superhero or not.
Superhero.
It's
in
like he's
particular.
been. Oh, but not like he's been wiped from the.
I mean, there's no reason
There's
to necessarily
no-
think that that's the situation.
He was not a superhero then.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
So what is our next plan? We would like to go after Dr. Migraine, right?
So why do you ask about my brother?
I don't know, because I think if I died, that Balthazar would kill everyone.
Well, you already pointed at the tombstone, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got lost on several pieces of side things are all going on. I was trying to track certain
Inside
bits in particular.
Streak's mind, the beginnings of that tombstone were written out on the door, inside the door that she was hiding behind.
Yeah.
Could be coincidence.
Morse me healer coming.
The
It's
LV.
at LV,
Inside Blue Streak.
which now we know
She
is
looks
Elliot.
over Blue Streak for a moment.
Wasn't her blood. She didn't write it.
My father used to say that all the time.
Does he have O positive blood? Maybe a little bit of a cholesterol problem?
I'm not aware of his current physical status.
I tasted it. That's what it tasted like. Just asking.
The room gets a little bit fuzzier for you.
Stop doing that!
Can't help it. The less she likes you, the less you get to see.
Well, I'm trying to help, so she could just be nice about it.
What do they mean it was inside Blue Streak's mind?
You know the big white room? Well, there was a little door that she was hiding behind, like a closet.
And on top of the closet were the letters LV, written in blood, which she tasted.
Pretty much like that, except without all the cheeriness.
But I also tasted Blue Streak's blood and it wasn't hers, just so you know.
Should I turn on morose voice instead of cheery voice?
No. It
I've
sounds.
never heard Moreau's voice.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, turn it on.
Okay, I will turn on morose voice.
Oh, it's kind of gentle and calm.
It is very calm.
Butch, are you trying to find my father?
Am I trying to find him?
Well, let's be fair here. We like Jenica as well, especially when she pilots that mechanic in that one verse. Wait, sorry, did I have a time paradox again? Oops. Gotta run. Have one last hashtag meta point for the road.
Thank you.
And please, remember to tip your waiter.
Yes,
Thank
do.
you, Chad.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, not really. He's just spying on us and trying to murder more people after his own apparent death.
Well, I mean, she knows that when you brought Blue Streak to her, you did so saying that it was Migraine had done it. And so now we're establishing that you do want to go after him. And I
It's
think
not
we
that I'm.
necessarily, yeah.
It's not that I'm trying to go after him. It's that he needs to be found and stopped before he kills anybody else.
We are sorry we did not communicate that earlier. He is a bad man and needs to be punished.
Oh,
I like Moreau's
I hate
voice.
it.
If you want to find my father, and she points up at the picture that was being talked about earlier, that might be your best bet.
That picture?
He used to go and visit Mikey's grave every evening.
Mikey.
How did he die?
That's what I was asking.
They never told me.
Because you were a child.
You're smarter than that, and you can read minds.
Not my father's.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there were other people.
Maybe not.
The room is pretty much blank for you right now.
I don't care. I can still hear him talking. You are smarter than that, though.
Maybe as a
The
child.
problem is, if we do find him, he'll just eat us.
I can protect you
Just them.
somewhat.
I've got about as much protection as I can handle there. I'm more worried about my friends.
It's nice.
She looks at you all for a moment and just kind of closes her eyes and. That should keep him from finding you anytime soon.
Great. Now we need a way to find him.
Well, let's go to the grave.
We could do a stakeout.
You can turn that off. It's just it
Was
doesn't.
it totally bumming you out?
No, it's not
really
morose.
bad.
It's just quieter.
I'll miss you, other bombshell voice.
I must have to work on my morose.
I think
I will
it's
make a
great.
mental note.
Hey, detective.
that's good.
So there's nothing about Mikey being a superhero, but maybe you could, like, detective, what happened.
Yeah, we could do that on the way. Who's coming to the cemetery? All right, to the kid mobile.
Cemeteries are awesome.
It was good to see you, Butch.
Thank you.
And
Thank
after
you,
she
Molly.
says that, the door just slides open.
Molly, I would like to extend my thanks to your hospitality.
She is grateful to have you all here. Come on, let's go.
Bye, Molly. Thank you.
But we're all gonna wave. People do that, Molly. It's okay.
You crawl off the ceiling.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Bye to Molly.
rinse my
Excited to go to the graveyard.
cup out,
Okay.
put it upside down in the thing, and leave with just a little no noise, no words.
She appreciates that. So where do you go next? I'll throw a pencil over there in a second.
Right to the graveyard. Why next
I
time?
would like to go. Yeah, I think to the graveyard. We just take a taxi to the graveyard.
Okay.
Maybe we should
teleport.
get a hold. Maybe we should send an email to
Hashtag hack
Armor
attack.
Guy.
This one requires a whisper.
I don't like the sound of that
We
at
know
all.
clues.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
I'm trembling.
Uh-oh. Oh, the face.
Oh, the face. Look
Oh,
at
God.
the brow. It arched.
Oh, no.
The one brow.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nodding.
Oh, that can't be good for us.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay.
He likes that way too
Quick
much.
process.
I don't even know what's happening, but
He just like,
my God, Chad, what have you done? There, I just wanted to get that off.
I like that. Next, you need to do the CSI thing.
Oh yeah,
That's the C.
that's for after he beat the villain.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So,
Looks like he just didn't have an open mind. I already planned out what I was going to say.
Gotcha. I thought you were
Damn, I
gonna say,
wasted it. Now I got to come up with something else.
thought you were gonna say something like, "Looks like my headache is cured."
Oh, that's really good too. You could have just told me that, and I would have done that later. Damn.
No, it's all good. We've got at least another episode, maybe.
Maybe I'll hit him with an axe and be like, splitting headache. No,
I like that.
maybe not.
So you
I could provide you the axe.
you head over to the Sentinel City Cemetery.
Do I have any heightened senses being, not alive in the cemetery?
You have always enjoyed cemeteries, even as a little girl before you were bitten by a radioactive zombie.
Mummy.
Mummy. I'm sorry.
Ooh, that would be cool too.
And even before you were bit by a radioactive mummy, you always enjoyed cemeteries. You found them to be restful and serene and something. And
That's true.
Hex is just twisted beyond belief, so she's probably enjoying herself. And
I'm just skipping.
Bombshell's always happy, and Riptide
Unless I am
is
morose.
present.
Love Marissa.
And
Bombshell.
I just had deja vu real hard. Ooh.
what?
Cool.
I had deja vu really bad right there.
Is it because I was shaking my head at Bombshell again?
No, I didn't even look at you that time. It was the
Because
conversation.
that's usually what it is. I'll just.
Anyway, do you guys want me to raise Mikey from the dead so he can talk to us?
I am interested in seeing
Yes.
dead people talk.
Yes.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. I will ask very nicely.
So you're working your way towards Mikey's grave side or
His
grave
name is
site.
Mikey.
Mikey.
Michael. Mikey.
I'm so glad there's lots of plants in a cemetery.
Hashtag MetaPoint Caesar walks to a bar and orders a Martinez. The bartender gives him a weird look and asks, "Don't you mean a martini?" Caesar replies, if I wanted a double egg, I've ordered one. A Roman walks to a bar, holds up 2 fingers, and says he'll have 5 beers, please.
Oh, my Latin teacher would be so pleased with you right now.
Oh my gosh. So much. So much.
Uber.
It was Uber.
Was it Uber? I'm gonna check. Yeah, it was Uber.
Ah.
It was Uber. Well played. That last one I hadn't heard before. The first one I had.
That one?
That one I thought
heard that
everybody
one.
heard. That one.
No, I hadn't heard the 5 years.
5 years. No, I heard that one. I hadn't heard the first one.
So remember that if you wind up in Roman times, don't give it away. Make sure you order
Hashtag
quickly.
Metamelka, because I don't think we have seen Riptide's sex yet.
Okay, so when we do the Meta Meltdown, Riptide, you will be Hex.
Oh!
Looks like
At no extra charge.
No extra charge.
You're welcome, chat.
But wait, there's more. So yeah, so you enter into the cemetery. You start moving towards the grave of Mikey, Molly's little brother. Excuse me, older brother. Much older brother.
Mikey Migraine.
Yep.
Mikey.
Molly,
Little Mikey Migraine.
Migraine.
Do we only get to use our boosted ability once?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're pretty far
Not
away
boosted,
from
I'm
that.
sorry, the basic one.
No,
No,
that's
basic is
anytime.
It's
anytime.
a static thing for now.
That's at any time?
Yep. Honestly, probably going to modify yours because realizing it's pretty darn powerful, but it's all good for now. So as you are moving in through the cemetery, it's kind of your general, rolling hills. There's sections of it that are old school with upright tombstones and carvings and such, and then there's a few crypts here and there. A lot of the newer section with those flat stones because they are easier to mow over. There's a columbarium over on the far side, but that's not where Mikey is. So that's where you put ashes.
Thank you.
Yep.
I love it.
Or cremains if you prefer.
Cremains? Oh, that's...
Ashes.
That's...
So you move on your way towards his graveside. You get there, and when you take a look at it, the tombstone is just as you had seen in the picture. Looks a little bit older, but it's still in good shape. It has those words across the top. Mors mihi lucrum, and then his date of birth, his date of death, his name.
How old was he?
He was 18.
It's so good to be here this week. Last few weeks, I had my gaming group call me in. See, they needed a healer when the other one turned out to be unable to attend thanks to a prior engagement. Turns out the D&D group made a clerical error. Hashtag hack attack.
So that was Caramende this
I
time.
was going to make a Genji joke, but that was way better.
wah wah wah.
So that was Caramende, which means that Caramende and Uber are now going back and forth on puns, which means Arislan is somewhere just like shaking his fist in the sky.
Both of them.
Oh, I love it. I love the meta that's going on in chat while we're doing the meta and the show and all that. So you move your way towards there, and you
I'm
approach
in
the
loose
graveside.
swarm form in case you needed me to clarify.
What? Does anyone have the ability to,
It doesn't look disturbed, if you're wondering.
right, but not disturb, but what about tracking around here to see if there's been someone recently?
Oh, I can tell if there's anybody else. I mean, if there's anybody else in the cemetery, I can probably find them.
I can tell tracking.
How about if there's anything in the box? I mean, just throwing
Like,
that out there.
yes, because I was going to use my skill to if someone already has it.
Oh, yeah,
I could use
I
my-
can see through. Is there anything in the box, since she asked?
And I could use wilderness tracking to see if there's
In the-
been any
the
tracks
coffin?
recently.
Yeah.
The coffin is weird to you because you've got your ultravision going on, and so there is very few situations in which this should be the case. You look down into the ground, and there's clearly a coffin down there, and it is just covered in wards like nobody's business.
That's bad.
Hashtag Rosie back to non-verbal barring that a haiku.
Yes.
Thank you very much, chat.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to use wilderness tracking because it is a skill that I have in order to see if there are recent tracks around the grave of any person or thing.
Yeah, there is evidence that someone had been by here a little bit earlier.
Can I tell if that person has large feet, small feet?
They seem to have about a size 7 man shoe,
Oh, size 7?
So a small foot.
maybe a 5, size 5.
That's
The
a
shoe
man
print
shoe.
is kind of cartoonish. It's got this little U-shaped bottom part and this generic top sort of thing. That's a reference to the Scooby-Doo show on Saturday.
That's why I'm glaring at him.
That's why she's glaring at me. No, it's like a size 9 or 10 man's shoe.
Okay. Average-ish.
But
Average.
still made by Dolce & McGuffin.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And it's just the one track then? Not many people, just the one?
To this grave specifically, just the one, yes. Thank
This
you very
grave
much.
specifically, yes.
I would like you. I assume you tell us there's wards.
Yeah, magical ones, I'm assuming.
Can I
Yep.
use? I would like to use my occult knowledge to see what wards are placed.
I can draw them for you,
Oh,
since I
okay.
can see them.
Great. He will draw them for me, and I will identify
That way
them.
we don't have to exhume anything and possibly wake anything evil and dark.
I could try to use a nano-wasp to dig in underneath and see if a nano-wasp could get through the wards.
Oh, I doubt it.
They're designed for that not to be a thing.
Plus, if we touch the wards, then an alarm might go off. It might set off a thing. End of the world. Okay, let's just play it.
Testing the wards is probably not the best way to see if they're what they do.
Okay.
So you draw the wards for her, is what you said?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you do that, I mean,
Like these ones around.
yeah, go ahead and give me a roll.
Oh, it's so bad. But I have Patreon Bible +5. Oh, thank goodness. That means I beat it by 3.
Cool. So you're able to tell that all these wards that he's describing and drawing for you,
Yes.
they are all, what do I want to say? They all have to do with warding things like visibility and such. Preventing someone from being able to do exactly what Kid Titan was just trying to do.
See inside the coffin.
But all with physical.
Anything barring it being opened? Or is it just seeing inside?
There does seem to be a little bit of arcane lock on it, but nothing.
That we couldn't break through with time?
Yeah.
But these are about protecting the physical coffin.
What do you mean?
There's no spiritual ward. There's
You don't
no.
see anything around it that indicates some sort of no.
It's all
I see what you're
physical.
saying. Yeah.
Yes,
It's the
you see it,
physical.
yes.
These are all wards around the physical object, not
Great.
maintain soul presence forever.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Cool.
I see what you're asking. Yeah.
Can I manipulate any groundwater to go into it?
You can try.
Just light amounts at first, just to see if it's actually
give me
airtight.
a roll.
You testing the wards right now?
Why would you? Don't test the wards. Don't test the
No,
wards.
I'm not testing the words.
Can I sense any kind of materials within? Textiles?
Matched
you
it
can't get
dead
through
on.
it.
Can't get through it. That's something I can do.
Matched it dead
Hashtag
on.
cool rule, but I would love if each player would include the wackiest way to use Uber Baldi. Hopefully in the most painful but humorous way.
Thank you, chat.
So include Uber Baldi in the most painful but humorous way.
Okay.
We'll remember that when it comes up.
Yeah, we will.
I meant it dead on.
Thing.
We had dead on?
Dead on.
No, you're not able to get any of it through. Like it's nothing is.
I still think we should try to
Good.
talk to Mikey.
Yeah, the water. I mean, you do. You
Mikey's
try
there.
to pierce into it. Nothing's happening.
His spirit. I'll just call his spirit from the spirit realm.
I'm gonna fly up about 100 feet just to.
So just before you
Scout.
do that, you hear a sound of someone clearing their throat,
Yes.
and you look over, and standing in front of a nearby crypt, with her arms folded and looking at you, is a young woman in probably her mid to late teens or so, dressed with she is on this funky looking hat. It's black with a very large flower. It's this very blousy black shirt with a vest, and the vest is oddly patterned, but kind of has like a skulls and crossbones motif. It's very goth. Very baggy shorts. And these chunky Doc Martens that she's wearing, also all in black and such. You've got Cape Lore, right?
Yeah.
Can you give me a roll?
Sure.
She looks great.
I say hi.
I beat it by 4.
You haven't seen her for a while, and you don't know a lot about her because she's kind of a lower tier superhero from what you've seen or what you've recognized. But you recognize that this is Death Blossom.
Death Blossom.
Yes.
Death Blossom.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Wait, I want to know more about Death Blossom.
She has a somewhat larger nose. She has a little button right here that says, "Whoa."
Blossom, got you. Oh, I love her.
Okay, so
I love
she
her.
looks like the Maya Bialik character from the 90s television show Blossom, but goth.
right now.
Death Blossom.
Yeah, it's
I
a
love
gothic
Death
blossom.
See, guys, we're almost at the season finale. We can tell because Chris is almost out of ideas.
I tell her I like her outfit and makeup. She doesn't have to respond.
Hi, can we help you, Miss Blossom?
Yeah, she just says, he said you'd come.
Who said?
Oh, Death Blossom.
It's time.
It's time for what?
She's not good.
And then as soon as she says
not
that,
good.
go ahead and roll initiative.
Like I said, I'm in Swarm 4.
I know.
Of course, the one time I rolled.
21.
Oh my god. Really?
20.
Nice. 12 and 9.
I only roll low on
Twenty-one.
initiative, man.
21, yes.
21 for Jebediah.
I got 20.
Or for Riptide. 20. For Bombshell.
15.
15 for Hex.
Yeah, I added a 9 to that.
I got 20 also.
20 for Lady Vale.
Yeah.
35.
35. There's the Kid Titan I know and love.
Whoa.
Joey Lawrence.
I wanted a good name for the character, and as soon as I thought of that name, I'm like, I don't want it to go the one direction. I want it to go this direction. I'm entertained now.
Yeah, do it.
And
do
my only thought was it's the most deadly starfighter attack.
It is. I mean, everyone in chat was thinking Last
It's what,
Starfighter, which it
that's
is
what
named
Haxor
for.
was almost named Death Blossom
It was,
for that
it's
very
true.
reason.
It's true. It's a good thing. But no, she looks at you all, and after she said, "Yeah, he said you'd come," it's true, and then she just goes like this.
Music was very well timed with that.
I take it she's a necromancer.
And as she does that, all of these skeletons start crawling up out of the ground and piercing their way through, and crunching and cracking and creaking and whatnot, and kind of slowly crackling up and doing this kind of skeleton-y thing, and they kind of all start to look at you, and then crack a little bit. And then, instead of moving towards you, they all rush her. And as she's doing her power-up sequence, and it's a cutscene, so you can't stop it, the skeletons start just flinging themselves onto her and slapping around her and just armoring her.
That seems like it would take a long time.
It takes about one round, and she had to do her thing first. And she can't be hurt during it, I think was the rule. Sun, moon, time, space, Chad. Isn't that how it worked?
Yeah.
Death.
That's a special ability.
Yes,
So,
exactly. So that's what she does. Her first thing would just be like,
What?
Now, Grado D, we seem to be misunderstanding. I would like to have a pun war, but much like a thief, I can't. I would like to spend money on a hashtag hack a deck, but like I tip my hat, I can't. But you have a problem with a necromancer? No bones about it.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you,
Thank
Chad.
you for that.
Lovely.
That was cute.
That was adorable.
And yeah, now she is just fully suited up now in this hulking, lumbering piece of bone-based armor.
Cool.
And yeah, she charges.
Okay.
And since she used her surprise round to armor up, Kid, you're up first. But wait, there's more.
Oh, there's more.
There is more, because we've got some other buffs that we need to run through and
So
such.
I'm not really up.
Yeah, well, I just realized that I got to do the meltdown.
Oh, we're melting down.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
next destiny.
Crap.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna begin yet.
So, meta meltdown. So yeah, Riptide, you are going to be hexesting. I know that much is going on.
No, it's too difficult.
Oh no, it's actually not.
And whose sheet do you have right there?
Kid Titan.
Kid Titan. will be played by Lady Vale, by Aquamarine.
Well, I'll need to steal this from you too.
Yeah, I mean, anything you need to know.
Yes, Lady Vale.
Lady Vale will be played by Crash. So go ahead and give Bombshell over there to Rosie. I believe that gives you Riptide. Yeah.
Cool Kid Titan.
Sorry, I don't have any good powers.
What? No, you're strong.
You have great powers. You can do all that transference stuff.
Oh, and this wig smells so yummy.
Does it
So
smell
sorry.
like?
Probably smells awful.
Probably
Honey,
smells
you
like
can
Skittles and unicorns.
Not quite.
No, it's
I know what unicorn farts smell like now.
Nothing really ranged until I transform.
Oh yeah, Kid Titan.
Right.
Okay. So, Kid Titan, you are up first.
Kid Titan.
Yes.
I'm gonna transform.
Oh, God damn.
Okay, go for it.
Transforming.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so that's your first action then.
That's my first
Yes,
action.
you
It's a
will-
full round action that she can't be harmed during.
Yeah, it is a transformation sequence. So by the rules we have established for this show, she is impervious. He is impervious. You are both impervious to that. Yeah.
She has the activation time defect, so she
Defect.
I love it.
actually can be hurt.
So Death Blossom, then the first thing that she is going to do is looking at you all.
Kid Titan.
And she was also carrying a dog-eared copy of Goth Teen Sentinel. You know, just because. So the first thing she's going to do.
That one is lame.
I didn't come up with it.
Just saying.
Well, I did actually, but you're not you anymore.
Oh, right. Oh, shit. I'm not
Nice
Hex.
try.
Perky.
Bad
Perky.
actor. There you go.
So the first thing she's going to do is I need a defensive check from Lady Vale, which in this case would be by Crash.
Defensive check.
Defensive check from Lady Vale.
Yes, please.
Like they know what's up. I'm going to parry them.
Cool.
7.
How much did you beat your defense by?
Oh, by 5.
By 5. So you just barely managed to defend that. She launches out with this very stabby piece of broken bone, the spear from one of her arms, and it, shatters off in your direction, extends out.
I cannot be harmed by death, for it is what I am.
It's well said. Like a lancet, it comes out to pierce you and fails. So then, with her next attack, she looks at the group of you and realizes she should probably try something different. So I need a defensive check from everybody.
Yay!
And you need to beat your defensive check by 5.
How many,
Oh, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
Oh my god.
Beat it by 5.
I
Yep.
got like right on the. Oh no, I
Nice.
At all.
You got buffs you can use, remember.
No.
I've already used mine.
I
But if I
wanted to
use
just.
my buff, I won't pass.
If I get killed as this avatar, she comes back. So I missed mine, and I'm not spending my bonus. Sorry.
It's fine.
So did anyone make it?
No, you said we had to beat it by 5.
Yeah, you've got buffs and stuff. You can make it roll low. It could happen.
She would have had to roll a -3.
Okay, so she lifts up her belly, or the bottom of her shirt, and the pale skin of her gothiness blinds you all, and you are all now blinded for 1 round.
You're not.
I am not blinded. I am
And
Kid Titan.
and then for her next
I'm
one, let's see. The next attack will be on Rosie. Who are you right now?
Bombshell.
On Bombshell, which is gonna wind up being moot because you're friggin' sort of swarmish.
She declared we were swarm form.
Yeah, I know. So she tries. Oh, but that's a great roll.
She figured out we didn't put a limit on swarm form when we made the avatar, so she just kind of lives there.
Yeah, season 2, there's going to be changes.
Season 2. Yeah.
So she does. She reaches out with you with her other arm that hadn't done the pincer attack. It makes more sense if I do that. And like this, she's like, and tries to do a choker attack. Get it? Got it?
I do get it.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah, no, we got
It's a
it.
good one.
But it is borderline useless because you are an android-ish thing in swarm form.
If we
So-
were your kids, we would be laughing so hard.
My boys love me. Riptide, you are up next.
I would like to take the water from the atmosphere, and I would like to create a downspout upon this gothic child.
Go for it.
Downspout.
Go for it, Riptide.
If you did it from below, you could go for it.
That's real clever.
Sake.
Real clever, Lady Vale.
What do I have to get? I have to get hydrodynamics. I need a 16. So I'm going to use my Patreon, thank you, and beat it by 3.
Okay, so what were you doing again?
I am taking the water from the atmosphere and down spouting the gothful youth.
Okay, I see what you're doing now. Okay, so yeah, so you reach out, Jenica, you reach out with Riptide's water manipulation powers, and you are able to compress a whole bunch of it and slam it down on top of him.
Yes.
How much did you, or on top of her, how much did you beat that roll by?
3.
By 3?
My
Yes, you're
intention
able-
is to knock off some of the armor.
You're able to do some damage. Some of the bone pieces go splintering and
Perfect.
flying off as you do that in this smash.
Excellent.
All in pieces.
Okay. Next up is going to be Bombshell.
Excellent.
Yep.
For my own clarification, nano-wasps are incredibly small, correct?
Indeed.
Very.
Excellent. I don't like unhappy people, and I think everyone should be happy. So I'm going to send some of my nano-wasps into her brain to rewire it.
Cool.
Excellent. Give me the roll.
Lobotomy from Bombshell.
Yes.
Lobotomies by Bombshell.
It's actually manufactured by Sapphire. Incorporated. It's a problem.
I beat it by 9.
Okay. You do. You pop this form and you go spiraling forward and such, going towards her, and she's gonna make a defense by that much. You do. You manage to up one nostril,
Excellent.
and when you get up there into her brain cavity,
How are we doing all this blind?
that's actually a really good point.
Well, I assume just because I don't assume all my nano-wasps are blind.
That's a really good point.
We love you. We think you are lovely. And I am glad your kids love
Trying to
you.
figure out how to deal with my
But
lack of
please,
vision. I'm like,
you
oh,
brought
I can just
Ursula
ignore it.
out your mind, apparently, and all the puns. Dad jokes need to wait for a bit. Hashtag M-Dog.
Thank you, Chad.
Cute.
I just imagined that the downpour was going to be kind of localized to the area we were in,
Yeah.
and I was
It
hoping
didn't
to
do
hit
a
her.
lot of damage, but yeah, it did some.
And I
That's-
assume
that's what I
that
was
as a
hoping.
computer tracking system, if she becomes my target, which the minute we open initiative, she is my target, therefore I will always can track and know where she is.
So that's fine. So you go tunneling up towards her brain space and such.
Excellent.
And when you get up there, you find that there is nothing physical keeping that puppy running.
What is in there?
She's a rotting corpse. She's kind of like Lady Vale.
Oh, can I change it to start eating her brain then?
So next up is going to be Lady Vale.
There's nothing to eat.
Oh, that's me.
Rotting. I don't know.
Well, then, these corpses that came out, were they all just skeletons?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't see them. So,
Oh, you're trying to see if there's any tattered cloth? Is that what you want to
yeah,
do?
if I can't, since I can't sense
There are a
anything
couple
around me
who are,
except for my
there are a
friends.
couple who are nearby that have some tattered clothes on them that you could get a sense of if that's what you're looking
Okay,
for.
I'm gonna move away from them
Okay.
without tripping on anything,
Okay.
using my, cool scarves to walk on. Reach myself up to the sky and
Yes.
use them like
Doc Ock
Dr.
style.
Octopus
Yep.
legs. That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there looking super menacing. And I'm going to attempt to seduce that person I can't see.
Sounds good. You
It
go
sounds
for
like
it.
we're vibing pretty hard already, what with working with the dead and all that.
Absolutely.
And I will, I'm gonna be,
That's Aquamarine's thing.
yeah, no, I know, but
Lady Vale's gonna try to now.
yeah,
okay.
but Lady Vale's gonna try it. I mean, if Hex Destiny can just randomly untrained use seduction, so can me.
Oh, okay. Hex Destiny seduce someone.
You do you.
I'm 12.
The
Exactly.
the
You don't remember?
the
It was
Axe
the fleet.
body spray.
Oh, the axe. That was different. That was
Yeah,
not me seducing
that was
her.
different, all right.
That was different. All right.
Ooh, 17. I'm guessing that didn't make it. What with the -2 everything?
Correct.
Well, there you go. That was the most I could do.
Hex, you're up next.
What you doing over there?
Finished writing.
Okay.
Not easy being me. I have to do these stupid poems. And it's not just roses are red. I'm going to look in her general direction and I'm going to say, Skittles are yummy. Death's Blossom is a dummy. We can all see now.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to move one over to get those D10s.
Sounds good. You do. You.
And I'm going to beat that roll by like 5.
You are able to. You.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, 7.
Beat it by 7.
You throw together your magical powers and such, and you are able to lift the veil of blindness from the group of you. And I congratulate you wholeheartedly.
And then Harvey's going to go kick her ass.
You have 2 attacks per round?
Harvey or the sword get 1.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have 3. I couldn't do any attacks because I can't see.
The 900-pound bunny. Where's his attack on here?
Here.
Oh,
He has a bite or a claw.
he beat it by 6.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you do. Harvey takes a big old fatty swing and seems to get a piece of Death Blossom's armor, and some more of it comes ripping off. Bone splatter, bone fragments, scattering across this cemetery grounds. It's not the most. This is not the greatest, most respectable place to have a fight. I'm realizing as this is going on, but yeah, that's what happens
does
next.
it nightly.
And next up, you would be back to your normal selves. You made it through.
I'm sorry.
How do you
Get one thing.
How do you do that? Oh, you have hair. That's right.
It's still itches.
There's no itch.
Not blind anymore.
What you doing?
I need something.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
did you want help?
Chris only needs something.
It's good.
Thank you.
This is one.
Thank you.
Had some
Thank
stuff in
you.
here that
To get this on.
I happened to have brought today, and I'm glad I did. So, yeah. Next up, Kid Titan. As Death Blossom is sitting there in her armored mech, basically.
No, Kid Titan used to be here.
Oh, it's Titan, great.
Now you have to deal with me.
I am so happy.
So this thing in front of me is definitely undead.
Yes.
Yeah, I would relay that information the minute my nano wasp went.
Well, no, I mean, I can just see for myself now because I've
Yes.
got all of the visions.
Yes, very undead.
Very super undead. Okay. As I am not a shit-taking Titan, I will float right up to where this giant monstrosity is. I'm going to reach in to where the primary head is, and I'm going to try and squish its brain.
Okay. So give me an attack roll.
Yeah, that seems like it's something that I should probably attempt.
Okay. Yep.
You mean I just don't do it? I don't just get it? That would be in 9, so I beat it by 5.
By 5. I think I'm going to let her have a defensive check on that.
I think you should. It's melee.
I will make my defensive check by 6.
Ah, well then.
So
I will make my attack check instead then by 14.
how?
With my plus 8.
That seems.
We always get to add it after the fact before.
Okay, I'll let you do some damage to her. I'm not going to let you kill her with one shot.
Well, then I'm not going to use my plus 8.
Okay.
I don't want to kill her with one shot. I just want to squish her head, make her blind,
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine.
I don't imagine she actually needs her brain to function since she has 5 or 6 more attached to her, right?
She has many different skeletons that are currently comprising her body armor, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
What I just said?
So you're going to reach in and squish her then?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
You beat it by 6, right?
What?
So I do just half damage.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. So you do. You reach in there. You manage to do a nice, powerful, crushing blow to Death Blossom, who is not enjoying this at all.
Well, then you should not have trifled with us. We are on an important mission.
How much damage did I do? How much damage did I do total?
Well, your standard attack is 100 points of damage, right?
Yeah, but I figured she's got armor and then half damage, so it'd be 50 minus like whatever her armor is. Basically, I'm trying to find out her current hit points and seeing how much armor she has.
Oh, got you. She currently has 410 hit points.
410 hit points left.
Ooh, doggies.
Yes.
It's a lot.
And what did she have before?
She had 460 before.
Okay, so
Yeah.
good to know.
Okay.
My half damage does half damage.
Yes. Yeah,
It just the corpses give her more hit points, not more
correct.
armor.
It's basically like she is.
Yeah.
It's
She's
almost
adding
like,
to herself, not giving herself armor.
it's almost like she was originally built as a skeletal golem, and then the GM forgot about that in his description earlier. It's possible.
Is she just a repurposed chicken golem? You can
No,
tell
she's
us.
not. She's not actually. Because I couldn't find that sheet. I did look for it though.
With
I would have too. It's okay.
With the addition of the additional dead bodies, is she a corpulent villain?
She's a little corpulent at the moment.
Corpulent?
Corpulent, yes. So, but no, so she is not liking how this is going so far. So she will look around again and try to do this choker attack. And a hex seems to be a good one to use that on.
It's only because I know that your skeleton armor is lame.
Hex, I need a defensive check, please.
Oh, I can't use a meta point, can I? When I'm being defensible.
Defensible?
Defense.
Yeah, you need a meta on your turn.
Yeah, all right. This is
Good roll.
It's gonna be good. This is so good. No.
So she reaches out and does her choker attack.
Yeah.
And so now you cannot breathe. You are being,
Yeah.
what am
I
saying?
know.
Darth Vader-esquely choked, and you cannot speak.
Uh-oh.
Starting to build up the hashtag hack attack.
Thank you, chat.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I'll
see
try.
what happened there. Yeah.
I might kill Chris Odie today.
So then with her,
I'm just kidding.
No, it's all love.
Can't. That's fine.
So her next attack then, I think it's going to make more sense to just do. Oh, I forgot to use that on you last time. That's okay. It's my fault for not doing it correctly.
It is.
Kid, I need a defensive check from you. Or Titan, I'm sorry.
Missed it. I haven't rolled it yet. Missed it.
Okay.
You act like a 3 is hard to get.
And the next one will be on Bombshell.
Towards the hashtag hack attack. Love in the graveyard.
Thank you, chat.
There's still a hack attack that he got whispered. That
There
we
is
have
a
no
hack attack,
idea.
yeah.
And they're building
I
another.
know
He's got plans.
the one I got whispered.
I know. I'm talking
that's
about
what I needed
us.
this for. That's why I had to get up. The hack attack's why I got up, chat.
No, I was saying for us.
Erickson had a hack attack. It wasn't. I'm fine physically. I didn't need to fall down. Pax was worried, but no, I'm good. I needed something, so it'll all be revealed. I just had to get a little bit further in. So, Bombshell, defensive check, please.
I beat it. I am on it.
By how many?
Right on it.
On it.
I will burn my daily buff.
I am still in swarm form, obviously.
We definitely have a bombshell of a hashtag hack attack. Hopefully the date has been set for the ship to sail.
It's a Titan
Thank you, Chad.
bombshell.
Titan bombshell.
That's hilarious.
I don't know what's going on. We'll find out.
Love in the
Loving in the
Riptide, it's your turn.
graveyard.
Wait, what happened?
You'll find out on your turn. And when you find out, Titan will find out as well. Riptide,
No,
Yay!
I meant with I did the defensive check.
you made your defensive check, so I burned my bonus,
So then I got hit.
so that it worked on you.
What worked on me?
You'll find
You'll
out.
find out on your turn.
I understand now.
Riptide.
You can't give him a stroke. We need him for things.
A lot of things.
So,
And you've got some M dogs. You've got some stuff you can use right now to help
We
yourself
do have
out.
some M dogs.
Yeah.
what do the M dogs do again? Those
That's
are the
roll three.
three.
Use the best two.
Best of 3.
You know, the great thing about water and dirt. Oh, but then you see now you Kid Titan and make me think about the cemetery and not wanting to ruin people's.
Building towards the hashtag hack attack.
Thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat. So what you gonna do, Rip?
I'm going to spend 7 of my dynamic water powers on a single water ice spike straight up through from the ground.
Yep.
pinning Death Blossom and doing lots of damage.
Go for it.
And I'm doing nothing special other than the attack, so it's 7 levels would be 140 points damage.
Yep. Go for it.
And I'm going to use my +4 bonus right now out the gate.
I feel somewhat obligated to contribute to the building hashtag hack attack, though I shouldn't. But don't ask why. Why? Shush.
I like that.
And an M-Dog.
You're so off my Christmas list.
So how many did you make it by?
For that, with the bonus, I made it by 15.
By 15? Okay, so that is a lot of damage you just did. 140 is your up, another half, so 210 points of piercing damage as an ice stalagmite comes piercing up straight from the ground and just in an uncomfortable way on Death Blossom. We'll say it didn't find any orifices, it just made a new orifice.
Made a new one?
Like the back of a Volkswagen.
Well played.
No, was it? The back of a... Yeah.
Like the backseat of a Volkswagen.
Hashtag hack attack done.
Oh.
And yeah, so that damage hits her really hard, shoves her up in the air a little bit.
God. Oh God, heck attack done.
Okay then, that will happen, chat. I have to do some other stuff to resolve it, so just let me do my stuff and then we'll do the stuff.
And then we'll do the other stuff.
Yes.
Followed by this.
As long as the things don't get in the way of the
Actually,
stuff.
this could work out really well.
But it won't.
We'll ruin it somehow.
No, this will work. Bombshell. It's your turn.
To receive.
I assume you're going to attack Death Blossom. Okay. I'm going to ask you to delay to after Hex.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hashtag hack attack.
Another one?
They might be.
Am I
you
not
never
first?
know. They sometimes build more. We'll see what happens. So, Bombshell, I'm going to just ask you, for the sake of everything, to delay until after Lady Vale and Hex go. It'll make everything easier. And
You want me to delay until after them too?
no, you two are going to go back to back.
But he's first.
I'm first.
Right, and we're last.
You're up right now.
Oh.
So he's just
It'll rotate around to the top.
I understand. So you went, they went, now it's me.
If
and
you,
I'm going to wait.
If you move,
I got it.
if you just, thank you. Lady Vale, if you would go.
Yes. Is Hex still being choked right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to.
But it's just a magical choking. There's nothing
it's
actually
not
around
hurting.
it.
Actual bones?
Yeah.
No, it's magic.
Can I do
It's like the
anything?
Force.
It's like the Force.
the magical
Can I
choking.
interrupt it?
You could attack the Death Blossom.
Have another hashtag meta point from the Hyper RPG Book Club.
Thank you.
Thank you,
For
chat.
being amazing and telling wonderful stories.
Thanks.
Thank you, chat.
I'm going to use meta point.
Awesome. One.
And sing a song.
Oh, do you need it? Do you
No,
need
no,
it?
it's fine.
No, because I will not use it if you need it.
Go for it.
I don't need it.
Okay, I trust you using it.
You don't want to use it right now.
You don't know that.
No, I mean because of the stuff I have to drop on you. You don't want to use it.
Right, but what if I need to counteract the stuff that you're going to throw at me?
I gotta defer to chat.
I know.
So what do you?
I want to
But
send
I
out.
don't.
I want to send out my raps.
Awesome.
Like,
You go
like
attack.
three in a
Death
row,
Blossom.
like
Quick.
because I can do
How
that.
does that go again?
Give me that roll. Go
With the
for it.
intention of just getting Death Blossom from stopping that chokehold.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay, well, I rolled a 3, so I very much beat that
She
one.
will fail all of her defensive checks against you, so you just do all of your attacks.
Oh, all 3?
Yep.
I don't have to roll 2 more times?
She's been attacked so many times, and all of them are cumulative because it's the same round. So if you make your rolls, as long as you make your attack roll, you'll succeed.
I made that first one. I made that one.
Awesome.
And I made that one too.
Nice. So she is really looking beat up. Hex, on you.
Oh, I'm still being choked and can't use
Yes.
my. And let me just say, there's a 900-pound bunny who is not happy
I would imagine not.
about that.
I've noticed
so-
he tends to get upset when you get in danger.
Yeah.
It's odd that he is supportive of you being a superhero when you think about that part.
So the sword and Harvey are both going to attack.
Okay.
I'm also using a meta point.
Jet?
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to. I changed my mind. I'm sorry. I changed my mind. Okay, so the sword's gonna go first. I know she probably doesn't have a soul, but it's just gonna, strike at her. That is a 7. I beat it by 10.
Okay.
Sword hits.
By a lot.
By a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harvey's he's gonna go, just
He's a good spider monkey.
Crazy rabbit.
were-rabbit time.
Go for it.
That is a 6, so I beat that by 8. 7.
Whoa.
Yeah!
I felt that right here.
I know, right?
Me.
Harvey scared me.
Okay, so
Harvey-
there is no soul to drain.
That's fine. I assumed there wasn't, but it's still
there
damage.
is some more serious damage, and she is really as you guys have been whacking and hacking and puncturing and all this stuff's been going on. Shards of bone have just been flying off of her and whatnot, and I should have given her more personality. I'm sorry. I'll just tell you right now.
She's wearing a
She only
flower
said
hat.
one line before she turned into the golem thing.
I know.
She didn't even say really anything. She just cleared her throat and turned into a golem.
Exactly. She's gothy and just doesn't want to talk.
It was a strong visual. You
I
went
had
like
to do a
this at one
friggin'
point.
Scooby-Doo RPG on Saturday.
It was lovely. Let's go.
Great.
Okay.
We're glad you brought your B game today, then.
It was awesome. Funny you should say that. So after
Getting chopped and clawed and bitten.
yeah, so
Yeah.
So at the end of your turn, after all this stuff happens, there's a shuddering going on in your brain for a moment.
And my brain?
Yes.
In our brains.
In your collective, not collective, your individual brains, you feel, and you've been pilots long enough that you know that something is a little bit off with your metapods.
Oh,
And what happens is that's going on is you find your brain is not exactly letting you do what it would normally do in terms of powers that are available. You are, how do I explain this?
Oh, God.
I don't know, but do it.
Your pilot is still in your physical character, your current avatar, whichever superhero or heroine you have been in. However, in terms of your raw abilities, your skill set, what you can access, you somehow get plugged into a 1968 to 1970 cartoon show known as Scooby-Doo.
What?
Oh, cool.
Which, fortunately, I still have the sheets from Saturday with me.
Who would have guessed?
And this fits in really well for what happens next, too. This goes to Christian.
My daughter seriously watched one of those movies this morning. I don't know which one.
This goes to Sarah.
Couldn't even tell you what happened.
We've got, let's see,
Fred.
because everyone's been identified.
It's my own personal nightmare.
This goes to Rosie.
Who are you?
Oh wait, no, that one. I'm sorry. That goes actually to Vanessa. That goes over there.
What?
Rosie, this goes
Oh no!
To Rosie.
yes. Oh wait, no, this one goes to Aquamarine. I'm sorry, I got confused. That goes to Aquamarine, and the one you've got goes to Riptide. It goes to
That's
Jebediah.
funnier.
So
A small commercial break while
you
we
now have access to. Yes. So you now have access to your.
Who's the dog?
Oh yeah, that is supposed to be there. Yeah, that's right. Now here's the other thing.
Do you mean just mark like the look of hatred on Christian's face?
It's not hatred, it is disgust, and I want you to understand that there's a difference. I am disgusted that we brought another IP onto the show.
And at the same time, this fits in really well because one of the other hack attacks that just occurred, that they just purchased, is that in the middle of combat, that ship sails. And Bombshell and Kid Titan have been really just eyeballing each other at times, and somehow this makes more sense now because as your brains are spliced into these other characters, the Daphne Fred connection kind of makes itself known, and so the two of you in this next round, your actions will be centered on each other. Because that's what has been dictated.
This music.
So it's dictating our actions too?
Well, I mean, it's that you're. Well, no. Here's the problem. The attack that I did, that I had her wait for. This is why there's all these levels. They have to kind of stack up, and we're figuring out how to unpile everything. The attack that hit you both. Was a confusion attack that you would then attack or target someone else in your team.
Oh,
So
then I made it by 3 and not missed it by.
So the way I'm seeing this is that was a different attack. You did level that one. You punched her hard when she attacked you. You have not done any attacks since that happened to you.
No, the defensive check you had me make. I only had the one. She only attacked me once, and it was with that attack.
Gotcha.
And it's a confusion attack, not a physical attack.
Gotcha.
So I have a +10 to it as opposed to it.
Regardless, and I know you're salty now. Regardless, I have all these levels of stuff I'd like to resolve, and I'd like to be able to move forward. So let's just say that that's what's going to happen then.
I'm not stopping.
Okay, cool. So the two of you on this turn, Daphne and Fred, are that ship has sailed, I guess.
Yes.
And then it is now at Crash/Fred/Kid Titan's turn.
Okay, so who am I and what can I do?
You have access to Crash's abilities. You have access to Fred's abilities.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yes.
Personality-wise, am I?
So there's no Titan at all.
You just make your own choice.
You're in Titan's body,
You're in
though,
Titan's
right?
body, so you've got Titan's hit points
But
and
I've got
immunity.
Fred's personality.
Correct.
Okay.
And what do I have to do?
On your turn,
Which it is.
your attention should be focused on Daphne/Bombcell/Jenica.
Okay.
What you want to do with that attention is your business, but just that is the focal point of attention.
No, I blow my hacksaw.
Ah, okay.
That's the way to roll.
Hello. How are you? I think we're trying to solve a mystery, but I'm a little confused about what it is. Can you help with that?
And that's my turn.
Okay, so then Death Blossom on her turn is going to attack. This would actually be on, let's see, you would be right now, Scooby.
Shaggy. Me?
Shaggy, Scooby.
Scooby.
Oh my god.
Kelly, who are you right now?
I'm Shaggy.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's what Death
I'm
Blossom's attack will
Norville.
be. Oh.
What's happening?
It's the Metaverse.
Yes, so that attack right there will be...
Hashtag Jacksonville, hashtag Metapoints ×2, hashtag you grew ×3. Wonder how this will get used.
Thank you.
Okay.
Whoa.
Thank you, Chad.
Did I get?
That was really nice of you, chat.
Did I get my turn?
Christian just got
You
a
said
bunch
for me
of
to wait until the thing happened.
How about you go now?
Okay.
Yes.
I got this. Okay.
music.
So Daphne has domestic arts and makeup, and the zombie golem skeleton thing is very upsetting to her. And usually when there's a monster, there's something underneath it that she would like to get to the bottom of.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you could make it a beautiful lady if you tried to.
That is what I'm going to try. So I would like to uncover the mess. So in the domestic arts makeup, I also probably have makeup removal, because in order to put on a fresh base, you need to remove the old makeup. So I'm going to remove everything I can from the head using a high octane makeup remover for the face head area of the golem.
Okay. Okay.
Looks good.
But your attention is here. You gotta look here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Keep your eyes
And
here.
while I do that, I'm gonna bat my eyelashes at Fred.
I'm gonna continue making eye contact with all of my might.
Good for you, Crash.
There's a
You're
lot
growing.
for me.
You're growing, Crash.
I wasn't gonna say anything about that.
Please someone write phrasing.
That was gross. This is a 60s kids television show.
So that reminds me, I have a penalty on one of my rolls I need to still use.
Okay.
We instituted a penalty on Saturday that because it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 60s that if you cursed, you had a penalty.
You lost points or something.
So I did near the end. Anywho, so give me your roll.
I did give you a roll. And am I trying to beat my domestic arts
Yes.
makeup
Yes,
skill?
please.
I already did. Can I use? I'm going to use the M dog.
Yeah, go for it.
M
Use
dog.
2 out of 3. Yeah.
Those are handy.
Oh, that's so much better. I beat it by 2. What is underneath that surly exterior?
Oh, underneath that surly exterior. So you see that she is actually a fairly attractive-looking young woman, except for the fact that she's dead. Remember, we established that part, and so as you peel away layers of makeup and stuff, you're actually removing skin, and she's just looking more and more decrepit.
Just this rictus with blush.
It could always be worse, Mr. Doyle. We could have made you scrappy. #MetaPoint.
Point, chat.
I don't know. I think Crash is pretty scrappy. Oh, you mean do?
So that is what you're able to pull off. No pun intended.
I wouldn't.
Does she look better now?
She looks more hideous, actually, to be honest.
Oh, I'm upset.
You were not working with much.
Can I put something? Can I pick a flower up from the ground and kind of try to like strategically place it so that it looks a little bit better? Because Daphne's going to be very upset if she didn't prettify it a little bit while she bets her eyes at Fred.
She could just be upset about it and go cry in Fred's arms.
I am upset about it and I cry in Fred's arms. Honey, it looks terrible.
#system shock just to see what happens.
Let's use that now. Let's use that.
Let's use it now so I can spend all of the meta points. Getting back.
Oh, yeah, no, oh, crap.
You're right where you are. All the way, pilot. That's no fun. I liked your avatar. Let's try that again. All the way, avatar. Screw the system shock. Good point. I want to get through this part first. Chad, do you have any idea how hard it is to do this show some days? What?
Then we'll do the system shock.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. You've done that. Riptide, you're up next.
So I'm just busy weeping in his arms.
Man, that's really scary right there.
You probably got your arms pinned around my arms, pinned to
So
myself.
That was pretty good.
I'm gonna attempt to use my he went that way, and as I run away, force her to chase me that way.
So you're going to try and distract your opponent.
Yeah.
And tell her that you went in a different direction that you ran from.
You're trying to make her
Can
go
we
away.
go together?
Sounds good.
Can we combine our actions?
Well, we should.
So
'cause we
Scooby
usually
and
run away
Scrappy
together.
can't, or actually Scooby and Shaggy, yes. If you want on your turn, you could just use your fear effect, or excuse me, your fear-induced super speed.
Oh, no, I was going to do something
hightail it out of
else to
here.
help distract.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've disguised as makeup, so I was going to take some sticks and make up them to look like a skeleton, and make that, and like distract, and then we could run the other way.
Fuck it. Sure. That sounds good.
Roll another penalty.
Damn it.
That's another one. Why don't you back your mouth, Chris?
Raggy.
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 Come on, Scooby.
Yeah, Scooby sucks at disguises makeup, even though Scooby thinks he's really good at it, which, you know, Annie and Scooby, obviously, there's some connection there.
Yep.
Ruh-roh.
So my stick skeleton looks real bad.
So Shaggy and Scooby work together. The personalities of Shaggy and Scooby work together using the bodies of Hex and Riptide to put together a skeleton-esque distraction out of sticks in one round. I don't know how. And then hightail it in a different direction. No pun intended, because you have one. It's also prehensile if you look at your character sheet.
That's pretty awesome.
You also have convenient forepaws that you have opposable thumbs when necessary.
I get
Do claws of hell.
So you two go sprinting
with the
out of the
sound.
cemetery with a.
With the bongo
Yep, you just
sound.
go
sound.
bongoing away, running out.
Yep.
Back to our Uber.
Yep.
Circle.
Lady Vale, excuse me, Velma, you are up now.
Lady Velma.
I know she says jinkies a lot.
She does say jinkies.
And she could probably find a clue.
She could find a clue.
Well, thank you. Because that's exactly what I was going to say. Velma is going to use all of her trained skills to find perhaps a migraine clue or some kind of like maybe trap, grave,
You have
stone.
a huge skeleton
Yeah.
creature
Jinkies.
in front of you.
Yep.
Sure, look for a
Jinkies.
clue. Why not?
All
For a
these
clue.
cool skills.
I like it. I like it.
Velma.
I like it.
She's probably doing it. She's probably doing it on all fours, crawling around the graveyard. Because that's
Actually, what the first thing you should do is the first thing you should do is pull off your glasses.
Because you're invulnerable.
Because if you pull off your glasses, you are now immune to damage.
Because when she's looking for them,
good to know.
She can't see
That's
anything.
good. So it does mean you'll have a penalty now because you're going to search for clues just by feeling.
Okay.
But at least now you can't be hurt.
Perfect. Good.
So.
I'm doing that.
Give me your roll.
Rolling. Okay. Well, I rolled a 10.
As you were feeling around, stumbling and whatnot, you come across a
broken pair of glasses.
No.
You come across.
His teeth are kind of gritted.
Phrasing.
Should we get your night guard now?
Okay,
so you don't grind.
You come across a an expired credit card that says Doctor Migraine. And it was just sitting there on the ground for anyone to see.
Love that actually.
One of my awesome.
Those aren't words.
You found an expired credit card.
Electronics. Maybe there's a motorized gravestone that opens up into a lair. A Doctor Migraine lair.
I was doing so well on the breaking thing. I made it so far, and then you guys have just totally taken it into the ground.
All right, well, I guess
we're in a graveyard.
That's not the only place we're taking it.
It's fair.
There's a lot of things in the ground in the graveyard.
Well, Jinkies, I found this credit card.
Yes, there you go. And then after that happened...
Congratulations, Velma. You've been promoted to captain, obvious.
Fred is
After
always
that,
kind of a jerk
you
to
are
Velma.
able to... something goes the way it's... Somehow the metapods go back to the way they're supposed to be, and you find yourself inhabiting your normal pilot avatar. Insanity.
Question. What are Shaggy and Scooby's speed? How far away did we get?
Oh, that's right. So you two are way outside the cemetery now. You ran half the way back to Molly's house.
Yeah.
In fact, you ran all the way back to Molly's house using that enhanced super speed. But I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
No big deal.
Because Titan is back up now.
Sweet. Okay, and I'm still, but I'm still not. I'm not Fred anymore.
Correct. But I'm
There
still
is
in your
no
arms.
Fred left, and I'm in full Titan form.
You're in full Titan, and
Bombshell is in your arms.
and Bombshell's in your arms.
Bawling.
And I was crying, and I am very confused about this emotion. I'm feeling better now,
Yeah.
but I do enjoy hugging you. Embrace is good.
Embrace is good.
Right. Embracing it is good.
What is your plan?
Haxor,
Okay.
popping those meta points.
Sounds good.
God.
All of them.
What's gonna happen right
He's
now?
doing a hack attack.
What's gonna happen?
No, it's not really the same as a hack attack, but I want to embrace what we just had to go through without the unnecessary dictation of what we could do. So this round, I'm going to rechannel Fred for the round,
Okay.
and I'm going to use my friends here who are in the middle of running and doing the other things to help me create a device/trap.
Ah, yes.
Which I can do. I can do all this really, really fast. as Fred.
Yeah.
So we scrounged the needed gear to gadgetize. So what I'm going to need from
Molly's cabin.
from the cemetery and or Molly's cabin is a giant fan.
You found
No
it.
problem. A bag of lye
Yeah, there was one.
because it's the cemetery.
It was
so
the
they're
cemetery,
actually
yeah.
that's not too far off.
In fact, the fan and the lie were both nearby.
And then a small, rainstorm from my friend Riptide.
Okay.
How can I help?
Huh? Oh, that I'm glad that you asked that question.
Extension.
What I need to do is have you shape change into a lady giant zombie or a man giant zombie. or whatever the opposite of this one is, to flirt with it while I'm distracting it.
I have that skill seduction.
I know. I figured that would be good for you, and since you can shape change it, it's a good way to go.
I will do that.
Who? You guys are still. You got the fan? Okay.
Extension cord.
Yeah, we're gonna use your bandages as a slingshot to throw the 95-pound bag of lye into the back of the fan, so it blows out all over, dusting the giant golem with lye, and then the rain starts, and we begin melting that sucker down.
Are we going to make soap?
You
Kind
need
of.
fat
We're going
for
to
that.
need soap.
He's gonna melt the rest of the Death Blossom's gone.
Water and lye. Make soap. Anyway, whatever.
It's gonna be off.
Yeah, I mean, so you were going to use, I'm following all the pieces now, so you're going to use your ability, your one-shot boosted ability, as well as a whole bunch of brokenness for those other characters and such, slam it all together. So, so as you just described, in the middle
Do
of
I
this
get a
battle,
Can I seduce it?
it already happened because he said it would happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to roll
So,
for it?
No.
No.
Because he said it would happen.
Excellent.
So in the middle of this battle, you found yourself feeling compelled to take a time out from fighting this giant skeleton golem.
To maybe make out with the
To
android.
maybe make out with each other, which, hey, people got to do what people got to do. And then slowly after that occurred, you had this immediate split-second idea of, and you took that ability you had learned from Fred and Titan's super speed and such, whipped around, you guys were doing your thing, and yeah, you comprised fan, lye, shoo, water, melted, Death Blossom. Death Blossom melts into the ground.
Gil.
And I'm just going to let that be that right
Puddle
there.
of
Did I seduce
That'll be
it?
soap.
Sure.
I've never seduced anything.
Yes.
Yes,
We're gonna call it a win for you then.
Titan.
Excellent.
What was it like to kiss a robot?
I didn't kiss the robot.
Oh, you didn't?
We hugged.
Kind of. She hugged me.
I liked it. He was very strong.
I do have that going for me.
That was fantastic use of that Fred there. That was cool.
Well, that was weird.
The hugging?
That's putting it mildly.
No, just the last 10 seconds in general were just really weird. I mean, I thought...
Is there a
43 minutes. Last
there a-
43 minutes, really weird.
Is there a hill?
We could try the hugging again if you'd like.
Is there a hill, like close to where cemetery?
All of the runoff went down the hill.
'Cause
It's
I'm
out of
gonna
the way.
keep washing
Yeah, you
it
do
that
that.
way.
It goes
That's-
down towards the street into the sewer.
Oh yeah, right into the public.
That is going to make a mess.
Yeah.
Somebody has to feed the chud.
Astute observation.
Did you want to deal with the grave now that you've?
I suppose we're here now, and the grass is already ruined, so exhuming the coffin isn't going to be that big a deal, is it?
Not really.
Mikey.
And we're back, yeah?
You want to do the honors?
Yeah, I'll get some water in there.
So it
Push
takes a
it
little bit of
straight
time,
up.
but yeah, you're able to just push it straight up out of the ground by getting your water underneath, and I'd make you roll, but you get it eventually. So it does it. It's a little creepy to watch actually. A coffin just kind of
Force its way out.
emerge itself, from
Creepier than the
ground.
skeletons that attach themselves to that unfortunate woman.
Okay, point right there. And as it comes out, yeah, it's a fairly simple coffin. And those of you who have any kind of ability to see magical auras, you can see that there are some wards and such around it.
The same as before?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you would like, you can try to figure out how to deactivate those
Yeah.
wards and or open the coffin.
I would love to.
Yeah, you have that ridiculously awesome ability that if it is a magical item, you can pretty much bond to it.
Okay.
While she is bonding to the magical item, I would like to be in a little bit of swarm form and be about 100 feet up the scout.
That's sure.
I would like to use an M-Dog. The last M-Dog.
Okay.
Thank you, chat.
Wait, which one is people on 6 total?
Ooh!
It's that one where it's.
What?
You want
No, it's 7.
Which one?
I thought you rolled a 5 and a 6.
No, it's 8.
Brew is the more you can use it to give yourself a
7
bonus
is
to
still
roll.
awesome.
1, and then 1,
7.
2, and then
Right.
So I rolled a 7.
1, 3, 6.
Cool. Yeah, so you were able to, it takes a little bit, you do some of your manipulations. Can I have a haiku?
Oh, I need a haiku too?
I love your haikus.
I do too.
I know, it's just a skill check. I didn't prepare. Oh, God.
This isn't a spell
I
she
see
does. This
anything
is
from my
this is-
scouting?
This is her
a
actual only
skill
superpower.
check.
Do I see anything?
Prepare. Oh God. We need 5 more syllables.
Please let this shit work. There we go.
There you go. Good job. That was the haiku right there. And after you do that, the wards seem to shimmer and then shut down slowly. They just kind of fade away.
Do I see anything from my perched location as of yet? Then I holler down, "Good work, team!"
Thank you, Bombshell.
Thank you, Bombshell. Can you say it in your morose voice?
Good work, team.
I love it. I love it. I just love it.
Are we gonna open this thing?
Let's do it.
So,
Might as well see what's in it.
okay.
You flip it open.
Or slide it open, or...
We'll do it with a water tendril just
Like,
so
we're
none of
already
us
being
are in
pretty
danger.
disrespectful to the grave. Do we need to...
I use my.
Inside are photographs,
Oh,
scrapbooks, albums, things like that. Some clothes that presumably belonged to him.
But nobody.
Nobody at all.
Mikey.
And actually, if you, I'm assuming you probably dig around a little bit. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
And near the top, you see an envelope that's been opened. It's a very well worn envelope. This
Like
is
a letter
one-
that's been read a lot of times.
Yeah.
Oh, chat. Letters are what we used to send before there was email.
Or text.
Oh, right. Good call. That's helpful.
We had this thing called paper. We still use it for things.
And on the outside of it, it just says "Dad."
Dad.
Who's gonna read it?
I'll do it.
It's probably the most respectful, really.
In case it's a spell or something that kills one of us, I'd rather be the one to die.
So you take the envelope, you open it up, and it comes out very easily. Unfold it. It's very short. It's handwritten, and it says, "Dad, you're right. It kills me to say it, but you're right. The good of the many and all that. The time has come, just as you feared and hoped it would. I will do as you say and trust you to watch over Molly and Mom. But still, knowing the truth, I can only think that to live in ignorance would have been better. I love you. Goodbye. Mikey."
I wonder what Mikey is now.
I could find out if we want to call his soul, spirit.
You could only do that if you crossed, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Mikey, please help us. Information you can give. Rise and speak to us.
Give me a roll.
That is an 11, so I beat it by 8.
You get the spiritual equivalent of "there was no one here by that name."
Oh.
He's probably not dead, you guys.
Yep. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to check.
Yeah.
So, he faked his own death.
But his dad told him to.
Just
Something-
like his dad faked his own death.
To die is to gain.
Right, but what do you gain? Gain a new
Freedom.
life? Freedom?
Power?
He had no
Anonymity.
powers that we know of, though.
But he now has anonymity, and if he did have powers...
He's a migraine. I mean, his second child has arguably they're psychics.
I know, but when I checked, there's no record of Mikey ever having powers ever.
Maybe they did not develop until after puberty. That happens sometimes.
I'm just going off what the DM told me. There's no record of powers.
You're bang on.
And I have read that puberty happens later in boys. Perhaps he was a late
died
bloomer.
In 1980 something?
He died when he was 18 years
He was
old.
18.
Who is he?
That is
She was
what-
6. It was like 1980 something.
So Molly believes that he died when he was 18. So
How
Probably
sad.
someone we know. You
So
guys.
whatever part of Migraine's plan he's part of, it's worse than we thought.
Definitely.
Because now
because-
there are 2 telepaths that could do anything.
It's not even that. It's that this has been in motion for a really long time.
And he said, Dad, you were right.
When was the day of reckoning?
It was at the turn of the century.
So well before Mikey died.
After.
After. Oh, that century. I understand now.
So it could have been Mikey. Maybe you should tell us more about that day. I can bring more hot chocolate.
You weren't alive yet.
I know, so maybe you should fill us in.
Not really the place for it, but
We could go someplace safe. We could go back to Molly's house.
yeah, I don't think we should go back to Molly's
Yeah.
house. We just dug up her brother's grave.
But wouldn't Molly like to know that her brother isn't in there?
And alive?
Wait, does Molly already know?
You know,
that
I don't think
said
she
it out
would.
loud? That's creepy.
She does not already know?
Maybe if she knew he was alive, she would help us.
If she knew what was going on, she'd do one of 2 things. She'd either try and take care of it herself without our help, or she'd join up with her father and
Brother.
be on, and possibly brother, and be on the bad side. I would like to think that she would do the first thing and die, as opposed to the second thing and kill us all.
Why would she not join us and work with us?
Emotions.
You don't have any family, so. But check your records. People do crazy things for their family.
I still do not understand. I think she should join our team.
Well, she can't. So what can we do?
Can't find Migraine.
This was the only place we had to look for him.
We could just stake it out.
Stake what out?
The
Wait a
graveyard.
minute. Why would he come here nightly?
To read the letter?
You would have to dig it up every time.
Unless there's another way.
If he put the wards on, maybe he did something else different to it.
We can see down into the hole.
yeah,
Anything down there that looks like it could lead somewhere else?
there used to be a coffin down there.
Right, but like any.
But now that's up
other
here. It's not like
area.
a secret door that leads to an underground kingdom or anything.
No,
Good.
I
just
think
a big
it was
old
a
hole.
Good thing to ask.
It was a good thing to ask.
Thank you.
I appreciate you asking it.
Yep.
He had to come here for a reason. If he came here nightly. Molly was very clear about that. Nightly.
I still think we could stake it out. We could wait. I could sit up in this tree.
If I had faked my own son's death, I'd probably come nightly too.
Jenica, give me a
For a while.
nice statement. Jenica, please give me a social sciences check.
Oh, I beat that by a lot. I got a 3.
You know enough about human behavior to know that even if someone's body is not in a physical location, people will oftentimes memorialize a certain space in their memory
Yes.
and associate that space with them, whether or not they are there.
Right?
So as Kid Titan just said a second ago, it might not matter that he's not actually buried there. It might be more a matter of he's buried.
Remembering his son in a place that is where he's decided to remember him.
Which would mean that at least to Migraine, he was dead or is dead.
That's my point.
Or is no longer in his life in a meaningful way.
Right. We should find out what else happened that year. Anything off the books? I can check at the office.
I could just scan computers.
Yeah, but I hate cemeteries, so maybe the office?
Okay, we can go to the office.
Great.
So you head back to, you pile into the mystery machine. Wait, sorry, wrong. And you, what?
Before we go,
Yeah, absolutely.
I could try to have him appear appear in an image in front of me so we could see where he is.
Go for it.
Clairvoyant.
I also would like to leave a couple of nanowasps kind of just like around to see when he comes back.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for Bombshell to leave as many nanowasps unattended everywhere that she goes as possible.
She's going to leave a couple of nanowasps to spy on when Dr. Migraine comes back.
Sounds good.
And they're too small for us to see, so it's not like we can stop her.
I know where they are.
Okay, Haiku's kind of crap.
Send a couple from your pinky toe.
Nope.
No?
They're staying
Those
with
ones
me.
are still being trained? Okay.
Okay, so show me Mikey now, either mind, body, or soul. # location, because I ran out of good ideas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. 2
Crit.
Awesome.
Those.
I am so glad that you did that.
That was pretty much the only way that was going to work.
You try, you really struggle with this. Mm-hmm. You're pushing hard to try and get a glimpse of this. And you catch a momentary glimpse of him just sitting down in a chair, drinking some coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe you saw some kids running around in the background. It was hard to see.
What about any color? What about colors in the room?
Just like a generic family room. Just an image for a moment and then it was gone.
But it was a grown-up man.
It was an adult, yeah, with kids
Adult
and
Kids in the
spouse.
background.
And it was hard to see that much.
I
It was
assume.
really
Yeah.
hard to see that much. Like you felt like you were, when you're trying to run in water, where you're trying to move fast in water, like there is so much resistance. You pushed, you're actually out of breath when you're done, which you have never had
happened
that
to me.
experience doing this before.
What's the letter? What did the letter say again?
It said, Dad, you're right. It kills me to say it, but you're right. The good of the many and all that. The time has come, as you feared and hoped it would. I will do as you say and trust you to watch over Molly and Mom. But still, knowing the truth, I can only think that to live in ignorance would have been better. I love you. Goodbye. Mikey.
Knowing the truth, I can only think that to live in ignorance would have been better.
He didn't have powers.
Right.
What happened to
I think that's...
Molly's mom?
She had powers.
Well, where is she?
She killed herself soon after
Mikey left?
Mikey died.
He sent him away because he didn't have powers.
Right.
Why would he have done that?
Because if he stays in the family, he can't be normal.
How far can you see with that scrying ability?
Well, that was really hard.
Right. But okay.
But as long as I phrase it correctly, I can see as far as you want.
Really? Okay. I once punched a hole in a bank.
Uh-huh.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You can see that bank if you want to, no problem, right? Don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Once, when I was about 15, in the sewers of this very city, I broke a pipe that has never been fixed. I visit there once a year. Can you see that? That's on the opposite side of town.
Yeah, I could see that if I wanted to.
Take a look at it.
Okay. It was a pipe that you broke when you were 15?
Yeah.
It's in a very deep, dark spot. You wouldn't be able to find it unless you were looking for it. Let me know how that works out for you.
Why did you break the pipe?
I missed.
What were you aiming for?
Different pipe.
Somebody else that wasn't a pipe.
You were fighting in the sewers where there were pipes?
I think it was Balthazar Jr. or one of those guys.
Her dad?
Yeah, I guess so. He used the same sword you have.
I know.
This is very interesting. Well, you guys go way back.
Well, she comes from a family of supervillains.
That is interesting. I like those connections.
So where do you come from?
Scientists, I think.
Okay. Show me Titan's pipe, the one broken at 15 under the city.
Oh, honey, you can look at it anytime you want.
So I want to thank you for how you phrase the rest of the haiku. Because I gotta be honest with you,
Show me Titan.
he was gonna go somewhere else at first.
I may be 12, but I'm not stupid.
Nice.
That is a 5.
Oh yeah, immediately.
Got it!
Yeah, immediately. No trouble at all. It's like you were standing right in front of it.
Okay.
You can describe the colors. You find there's some trash nearby, that looks kind of that's relatively new based on the date of it. It's like a newspaper because they still have those in Sentinel City.
When I was 11, I put my footprint right in the middle of Neil Armstrong's footprint on the moon. Can you see that?
Yeah, I could. Wow, but look.
Try it.
Okay, when you were how old?
I was 12.
You were 12. You put your foot into Neil Armstrong's footprint on the moon.
See if you can see that.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Did you fly up there?
Yes.
By yourself or in some...
No. Uncle Bob was holding my hand the whole time. And it wasn't rocket boots.
How did you breathe?
I didn't. I had a space helmet on.
Oh.
Big round glass one. Yeah.
What was the coolest part of the trip?
Fighting the moon men
There are moon men.
and moon women.
Do they have moon babies?
They do.
Are they cute?
They're super cute.
I want to see a moon baby.
That's the only time we've ever met them, actually. I think there was a moon man that used to live here.
Really?
He played for one of the teams. Like one of the sports teams, not one of the superhero teams.
When we are done fighting this evildoer, I would like to go meet this moon man.
You are such a very special creature.
Thank you.
I think you're incredibly dangerous.
Only to the bad guys.
I need a clarification from my DM. Okay, because Armstrongs has to be Armstrongs or Armstrongs? Do you see what I would say?
It's two syllables.
Great.
Armstrong.
Well, syllables have been brought up in the past, so I'm double
That's
checking.
Yeah, only one person thinks
Okay.
that was one.
Love you, Gregzilla.
I know,
But no,
okay.
that's 2.
Footprint on the moon. Titan put his foot in it. Neil Armstrong's footprint. I'm trying to just be as specific as possible.
Give me a roll.
That's a 10.
How much you beat it
Still
by?
beats it by 9.
By 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 19.
No.
She can't see that?
Can't see it?
No. You beat it by 9.
I beat it by 9.
No.
Okay, I
You want to
can't.
burn a QQ point? You can beat it by 10. Or QQ brew?
Oh, yeah, we got 4 of those.
Yeah, burn one of those. You beat it by 10.
Yeah.
You push hard
Good.
mentally again, and it's like the water thing before. It is you were really having to work
Yeah.
to get this image to form, and then slowly it starts to clear a bit, and you
See
can
a cute
see.
little foot go into it.
Yeah.
You had tiny feet.
Are there
did.
colonies on the moon? Besides the moon men.
It's really not what we're talking
And
about.
you're able to hold that image for just a little bit, and then it's gone.
Okay, so how did that work?
If you believe they put a man on the moon, let's build towards the hashtag full rule.
Oh, we have another one too.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll drop it. We're gonna get there. We're doing some great stuff right now.
I saw your tiny foot.
Yeah.
I saw your tiny foot print. You put it in his print. It's very cute.
Okay.
And you notice when
Uh-huh.
she says this to you, that just as when she had been trying to find Mikey, like again, her forehead is just she doesn't even realize it, but she's just perspiring like nobody's business.
Yeah, that was harder though?
Yeah, it was hard, but I got it. It's been a long time since I've done scrying.
Yeah.
It's much easier to just be like, turn into rainbows.
Right. Yeah.
Huh.
You have a pensive face.
I'm thinking about something.
That would make
I just
sense.
got a lot of new information.
Like what?
Okay, what teams are playing tonight?
On the sports. I could look that up.
So there's going to be a rematch of the Sentinel City Epics and the Sentinel City Awesomes, who played last night to that thrilling 84-83 match where Highlight Guy had the winning goal.
Anybody know who they played last week?
Last week there was a match between the Sentinel City Epics and the Sentinel City Awesomes. The Awesomes won 84-83.
You think he's watching the game?
I just can't remember the last time they didn't play the Awesomes.
The Epics always play the Awesomes. Perhaps it's like a rivalry.
Yeah, no, a big
It
rivalry.
is. It's a huge crosstown rivalry between the Epics and the Awesomes.
Yeah, they've been rivals as long as anybody can remember.
Yeah, there's talk about making an expansion team, the Sentinel City Radicals.
Who do they play besides each other?
No one.
Well, sometimes the Awesomes host the Epics, and sometimes the Epics host the Awesomes.
Okay.
And sometimes they do scrimmage games with the college.
Yeah, the Fantastics. They
Sentinel
played for a
City
little while.
University's Fantastics.
Yeah, and there's also Sentinel City State University. They're arch rivals.
Yeah, and Sentinel U and State they've always been rivals.
Yep.
Okay.
Why are we talking about the sports?
They're popular. Who doesn't like sports? Have you ever been to Wrigley Field?
No.
Can you look at Wrigley Field?
Yeah. Let me try. I just figured out what you're doing.
Mark, this music is freaking awesome for this.
Is there a sports team that you like the best?
I've always been a fan of the Awesomes.
Why?
They're the underdog.
Oh,
They're the only one.
the only underdog? Okay. Lady Vale, do you follow the sports as well?
No.
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 I've never had much interest either. Perhaps I should try. I might be a very good player. I could help the Awesomes be more awesome.
Live humans like sports.
Live humans like sports.
I didn't like sports before I was dead either.
Oh. What did you like?
Dancing.
Oh. Are there dancers?
Wait, where did you go to school for dancing?
I went to a school of dance.
Was it the Sentinel City School of Dance or the Sentinel City State School of Dance?
It was neither of those. I thought. No, which one? If there's one that I already...
Yeah, if I remember your backstory from
State.
Paximo, you actually...
That's right. Paximo.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think you actually grew up outside of Sentinel City, if I remember correctly. And then you were in town and then got bit by that radioactive mummy while you were part of a cleanup crew or something like that.
It was a cabin in the woods scenario with a
what it
bunch of
was.
teenagers.
That's what it was. The slaughtering of the cat. That's what the cleanup crew came and there was a slaughtering of the... That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, those woods, that's right. Those woods on the outside of Sentinel City. You know, not too far away from the cabin where Molly has her place. Not the same cabin, though.
So what do you got, Hex?
Show me Wrigley Field, the one on the planet Earth. Hashtag Ballpark Frank.
I love you so much, Maggie Ferguson Wagstaff.
Yes.
Please give me a roll.
I'm using my buff.
Go for it.
Good girl.
So 8 plus the 5 is 3, so I beat that by 16.
16?
This is so funny
Yeah, you
right
push.
now.
It's just like you're starting to get a headache from this,
Yeah.
and again, perspiration trying to come down. But as you push through, yeah, you are starting to slowly get this image of Wrigley Field, and it's starting to show up and such, and it's looking. Well, Cubs-like.
Yeah.
And, you can see there's actually, this time of evening, there's a game playing right now. And you don't recognize the team because you're how old?
I'm 12.
Yeah, you don't recognize the team at all. There's a team running around in these kind of like white pinstripey type jerseys. And there's
another one in like a kind of same white
There's another team
pinstripey.
that's in gray with red, and there's a couple birds on their shirt, like a bat and stuff, but... You don't care. I mean, you don't follow sports much, and you've never seen these teams before, so it doesn't mean really anything to you.
Right.
I noticed that you look very tired.
Well, it's hard work because I don't think we're on the same location.
You don't think that we are on the same location as Earth?
As Mikey.
I think Mikey's on a different planet.
What planet are we on?
I don't know.
We're on Earth. This is Earth. This is Earth.
Well, why would it be harder sometimes for Hex to... What did you call this activity?
Baseball?
Scrying.
Oh, scrying.
Scrying. May I try scrying?
I mean,
Yeah, you totally could try it.
I would like to scry.
Okay.
Do it.
Yes, use your dynamic powers magic.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'm borrowing her power.
I know. Give me a roll, please.
Okay.
I'm familiar with Bombshell 3.0.
you scry Mikey. Scry him.
I got a 12.
What is it's a
19.
You beat it by 3. Mm-hmm. Because you're using
One of
it's
her-
not using hers. You're based on you get 5 ranks.
Oh, uh-huh.
And based on your scores, it's out of 15. What are you trying to scry?
What should I scry?
I don't know. Use your haiku.
Oh, use a haiku. Okay.
Would she have to use a haiku?
Okay,
She takes.
I use a haiku. That's 5 syllables. So now you need a 7 and a 5. I use a haiku.
To see the prettiest thing that
Stuck at
I can
6.
find right now.
Pretty.
So you do this. You've never scried before. So it's a little
Oh,
bit
I love it when they do the scrunchy face. Do the scrunchy face.
me.
I'm just being hex tested.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I will try to do a
so
scrunchy face.
Yes, you scrunch up, and after you do that for just a split second, your own face shows up in front of you.
Oh, you are
did it.
awful.
I like to scry.
You are the worst.
I like to scry very much.
Gross.
I hope one day you try something else.
What should
Never
I
do this
try?
again.
Should I try to scry again? I think we probably should figure out what we're going to do.
Good.
Okay.
What do you want me to look for next, Titan?
I don't know. We can only see stuff in town with any kind of
Luck.
luck.
It seems like it is very hard to see things out of town.
It does.
Yeah, but normally, I mean, like, it shouldn't have been so hard for me to see what was on the moon.
So you think Mikey is in space?
I just think that maybe that there's something that's been changed.
Oh,
Riptide has an
Different.
idea.
How far is this cemetery from the edge of town?
I don't think I understand the question.
We're in Sentinel City, right?
Yeah.
And there, how far
Sentinel
is it
City.
from where we are to the edge of
Cemetery.
Sentinel City?
Well, I mean, the edge of Sentinel City. I mean, there's North Haven, and there's West Haven, and there's all those outer boroughs and such. You know, edge of Sentinel City. I don't think I understand the question.
Can I fly very, very fast as far as I can in one direction?
Absolutely.
Should I try that?
That's
I'm
where I
gonna
was-
fly
that's-
very,
that's
very
where I was
fast.
going.
To see if you run into anything.
To see if I run into something.
So you take off just towards the horizon,
Yes.
and you fly. You fly for as long as you can. You just continue going forward and forward. And how long do you want to continue to fly?
I can fly 500 miles per hour.
So a minute, an hour, a day, a week?
An hour? An hour.
Cool. You fly for about an hour or so. You just continue flying and flying and flying and flying and flying and flying. And after about an hour or so, you stop and look around. And yeah, if I mean, you know the area pretty well. This seems to be part of East West Haven.
East West Haven is 500 miles away from the cemetery.
I never said that.
If I am flying at top speed and I am flying 500 miles per hour,
Ooh, word problems.
and if I only go the 1 hour, by definition of a ratio, I have flown 500 miles.
Yes, Bombshell, you have flown for an hour at 500 miles per hour.
Hey, Bombshell, on your way back, could you maybe go a little bit slower and see if the ground starts to repeat itself?
I would like to do that.
So as you fly back,
Yes.
the ground does not repeat itself at all.
How can I want to go as fast as I can go
Back to that location
and get there as fast as I can.
takes you about a minute.
Why did it take me an hour one direction and a minute the other direction?
Physics, I don't know.
No, physics are not accepting of this math problem.
Right?
I have a beef with physics.
So, let me guess. Does not compute.
Does not compute.
Sentinel City does not compute.
And you didn't notice anything change? Like nothing felt weird while you were flying?
I rolled a 10. I'm not sure. Did anything feel weird while I was flying?
Was that on your married to the GM check?
It was my heightened
I hear
awareness.
you get a +2 to that.
Heightened awareness skill I have, so I beat it by 5.
You.
Ooh, I have urban.
What was your question
urban
again?
Tracking.
Did I notice anything weird besides the ratios and math being wrong?
Something doesn't make sense. You've never noticed this before. Clearly, something does not make sense.
Something does not
There
make
is
sense.
no logical reason why you should have been able to fly for an hour in one direction. Find yourself still in Sentinel City, especially if it took you 1 minute to get back to the rest of the group at the same speed.
Yes, I knew that.
So this isn't a real place, right?
Or someone's changed the reality of the place for everyone.
There's too many of us that can notice that kind of thing.
What did she say? I missed. I'm sorry.
Someone's changed the reality of Sentinel City for everyone, and he just said there's too many of us to notice.
More likely, someone's changed all of our perceptions of reality.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
More importantly, this is not in any way new.
Migraines.
Right. It's been like this.
Wait a minute.
How many civilians do you know?
That's exactly where I was going with this. We're all here. All of us. From the entire world.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean by civilians?
People without powers, just
Bombshell, do you want to run a check? All the
Yes.
civilians you've met in Sentinel City?
I would like to run a check on all the civilians.
Cool, give me a roll.
Non-powered personnel.
civilians over the age of 15.
Over the age of 15, I rolled a 10 and I beat it by 5. There are no civilians, no one without powers.
Except probably some small children.
Because they're keeping them safe from us.
Well, keeping us.
Safe from them.
They're keeping them safe by keeping all of us here.
Isn't
That's
our
what I
job?
meant. Them
Yeah.
from us.
Isn't our job to protect them?
No, it's our job to stay here and let them live their happy little lives out there.
How many times do you know when a protection or hero saving goes without, a whole bunch of mess or problems?
Good point.
This is a lot.
Is there a Joe's Diner here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's new.
Yeah?
That makes sense.
I need a beer.
Or at least I never noticed it before we found the other one.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe we could talk to that guy who has.
We do need to sit down somewhere and talk about this, because this is a little weird.
Let me just call Professor Migraine.
Nope.
Oh, we could use his credit card.
It's expired.
That we could
I'm
do.
just kidding. It's like, that's so
We should use his
Mummy
credit
joke.
card. We should use his credit card.
was not expired.
Would that not be stealing? Even though he is a bad guy?
Wait, is it expired? The card.
He said it was.
Checking.
I think I said it was earlier, yeah. I mean, you've got a magical
What kind of-
forger right there if you really want to go down that road.
Well, yeah, I guess I could manage to get to not be expired.
ignorance would.
Or hack it with the computer brain. Or
Oh yeah, can we scan you, Bombshell, and see it was
Guys.
why not?
I could do that.
stealing money would be no problem
But-
for any of us.
but-
Let's just.
Oh no, I was thinking.
You said ignorance
tracking
would be
the-
better.
The purchases, but yeah, sure. Whatever.
So where'd he go?
Are we going to the diner?
You know, a milkshake sounds just as good as standing in the middle of a burning cemetery.
I feel uncomfortable and unsafe, and Joe's Diner makes me feel safe. He helped us before.
Yeah, because you do have some pilot in you, so you're aware of that. Yeah. Lady Vale, you're the only one who, since you're all Avatar, you have very minimal concept of what Joe's Diner is.
Yes, and I don't eat food.
There's enough aquamarine.
Don't eat food.
The aquamarine of you that is left kind of knows that something's going on there, but
I don't feel like we shouldn't go there.
That's a good way to put it.
I'm happy to go there.
so you head on over to Joe's Diner.
Sentinel City, Joe's Diner.
It's kind of your nice, generic-ish diner-looking
I
thing.
hear that Just
those
For You is
red.
going to play there soon.
But what?
I hear that Just For You is going to play there soon.
Just For You is going to play there soon.
That's exciting.
Oddly enough, people have been saying that Just For You was going to play there for a very long time.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone knows that they've shown up at the, the Joe's Diner and
Question.
other places, but yeah.
Is Balthazar there? Like he was last time?
Oh, when you step inside?
Yeah.
No.
Who is here besides us?
It's relatively empty. There's one guy seems to be kind of a host type when you walk in.
Hi, Hollywood.
Gestures. See if you want to sit anywhere.
Right here is good.
I would like a booster seat.
But you're
Okay. He goes over and picks one up and
Yes.
you're gonna
brings it over and
sitting there?
sets it down for you. Oddly enough, the booth that he took you to, there is a spot in the table that picture the round booth,
Yeah. No, yeah.
but there is one section of that pushes back greatly,
For the
and
bunny.
it turns out that when Harvey tries to sit down, there's just enough space there for his tuchus.
Aww.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
The radio, by the way, is on when you walk in.
Oh, good.
Sports news.
Yeah.
What's
Just
the radio say?
random chatter going on right now.
Parachute. Stab vape.
It's playing
It is. It does play.
Bubblegum parachute,
Bubblegum
like stab vape.
Bubblegum parachute.
That is a very
like stab
catchy
vape.
tune.
Bubblegum parachute. Like stab vape.
All right.
Barrel.
What was the?
He puts down some menus for you guys.
I would like a confetti milkshake.
No problem.
I do not eat. But I was wondering if you had any powers that I could borrow.
No.
Oh, that's so rude
Okay.
and so forward.
I asked nicely.
So where are we going with this?
Powers. Can I take your powers?
Well,
Use them.
to quote a very famous Jedi, looks like we're going nowhere.
So, who's gonna tell them they are out of stock on Aquamarine brand electrolyte water? But they have a couple cases of Sapphire's meditation water. Hashtag hack attack.
Hack attack. Another one. Sweet
Thank you,
nonsense.
chat.
Thank you.
That's right, you wouldn't be
I'm
able to
so
get any
scared about
Aquamarine
the hack
green
attack.
water.
Did you three want anything?
Oh, I don't eat. I'm dead. Thank you.
Coffee.
Whatever I normally
Interesting
get.
choice. On it. Black, cream sugar.
Black's fine.
Great.
You want some beer?
Beer. Be great.
You know that only works on TV sitcoms, right? I need like a.
A
He
brand.
pulls up the menu and gestures at the list.
That.
Excellent choice. I'll get you that.
That one.
He goes back.
So we got to figure out a couple of things while we're here.
Yeah.
First of all,
Radio continues to chatter in the background.
is this a prison or is it a zoo?
Oh, are people watching us?
Prison.
I don't know. Second of all, and this is just me doing some like guess math.
Uh-huh.
It's been like this a while.
It's been like this since I can remember. I mean, half of my childhood was spent in the Feywild, but still.
Save this for next week, Chris. I love you all. Your brains are magnificent. And I mean that in a non-creepy, non-Doctor Migraine sort of way.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you. Bummer. I was gonna
When
like
did
it.
you put your foot on the moon?
When I was 12.
And how old are you now?
40. You know.
What?
What?
What was that?
It was a while ago. It was the 1980s.
So it has been 30 years?
It was just barely the 1980s.
40 years?
No, it's been closer to 30. Less
What
than 30.
year is it?
Less than 30. It's 2017.
Okay, I was just checking.
I think it's been like this since the Day of Reckoning. Or since before it, maybe.
Right, because what?
No, it couldn't have been before it. It had to be after or during.
But if the Day of Reckoning would be the best excuse for if there was going to be a big change or shift after that day, one, everyone's messed up mentally and emotionally, right?
Well, mentally, just considering the nature of the monster, of the Reckoner.
Were there civilians that you were rescuing? Unpowered people?
I was with some unpowered people, yeah.
And then you never were again after that day.
No, I guess not. I just never really thought about it.
So that was the excuse to put us all in a zoo.
Or prison?
Or that's what.
Or both.
Or that's what put us here. I mean,
The big monster.
this happened long after Migraine would have sent Mikey away. He planned the whole thing. He had to have, or had help with it.
And if Mikey didn't have powers, then he couldn't stay with his family.
Because this is no place for a person.
Which is why it was a sad goodbye. And Dad was right.
But why keep up the facade? Like, why go through all of this bullshit for, some... I mean, are they really watching these shows at home?
They drop off, or excuse me, the waiter drops off your beer, that one,
That one.
your coffee, and your confetti milkshake.
With real confetti.
It's real confetti.
Thank you, server.
Oh, he knew what you meant.
It also comes with a sparkler in the top. That's on fire when it comes to me.
Yes, it's crackling.
Oh, that's great. So happy.
Man, I'm sorry, this is just a complete mindfuck for me.
Where is Titan? I miss his language.
That's funny too. I've transformed at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Usually by now there is about, and not that there were a lot left after the Day of Reckoning, I mean they were down to bare bones, but there should be at least 5 flying guys in red floating around the city looking for me.
And they're not?
No,
Why would they look for you again?
because I'm Titan.
And they are?
Also Titan.
Intergalactic super cop.
Oh. Which is why I like him so much.
There's a lot of regulations on how and when you should tighten.
Oh. So would you
true.
be in trouble?
Well, I would have to be sworn in. There's a big hullabaloo ceremony. You got to go to the home world and...
He's functionally tightening without a license.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm space copping without a space cop license.
Oh.
Yeah,
Impersonating
impersonating a space cop.
Indeed. Impersonating a space cop.
That's felony, by the way.
So that means we're not in space.
Space felony.
Space!
Out in space.
We're not in space.
We're probably not in space.
Right.
We're in some kind of.
And Earth is in space.
Why would Migraine kill people?
Migraine's not killing people.
I don't think he's killing.
They just committed suicide because they were losing their minds because they discovered the truth?
He's not killing people. He's killing us.
Superheroes.
Why? Is it because they were losing their minds? Is it because they found out the truth?
I'm guessing that's closer.
Why don't we ask him?
Now that we know, perhaps he will come find us.
And
Scribe.
and as you're having this conversation, the radio has been chattering away and such, and there were a couple other people, like I said, in the diner. Not many, but just a couple. And one of them, a woman calls over to the waiter. Hey, could you turn that up, please? And right about then, Hollywood walks over, or this person's name, I don't know, who knows who it is, walks over and turns the dial a little bit and the volume kicks up. And you hear over the radio, chaos at the Sentinel City Medical Center. A group of assailants has taken hostages and are threatening to execute them if their demands are not met. Here now with the news on the street is April O'Reilly. And there's a momentary cut, and then you hear this woman's voice say, yes, thank you, Chip. I'm down here on the streets outside of the Sentinel City Medical Center, where a group of unknown assailants seems to has taken hostages and has been causing serious damage to the Sentinel City Medical Center. As near as we can tell, this is not a drill or in any way connected to next season's American Sentinel. What is it? What? Chip, I'm watching right now. One of them is motioning right now, and I think they're about to make a statement. Chip, just one moment. And over the radio, you hear this voice that sounds very, very familiar, calling out. It's kind of soft because it's having to be picked up by the mic of this reporter on the street.
It's Johnny Legion.
And you hear this voice.
You always think it's Johnny Legion.
Call out. And I can't do a great impression of it, but it sounds a hell of a lot like Kid Titan saying, "Citizens of Sentinel City, we here as the Alpha Squad demand your allegiance and forbearance. Any who stand opposed to us shall pay the consequences."
Well, I guess
that's
we
one
should
way to flush us out.
go pay the consequences.
How dare he impersonate you when you're all magnificent?
You think it's just him?
He said Alpha Squad.
We're all there.
We're all there.
We're all here.
Well,
And they're all theorizing about Legion right now.
Hey, can you get that on the TV?
Yeah, I was gonna say Hollywood goes over and flicks on the TV and it cuts, and yeah, there are images now of the hospital. You see flames coming out of certain parts of the medical center. It's badly damaged on one side, and sure enough, when the camera zooms in at times, you can see what seems to be the five of you.
I would never comport myself like that.
Borderline mugging for the camera. I mean, it's very shoddy.
Is there
work,
a 900-pound
frankly.
invisible bunny?
That you can see? No.
It would be invisible.
I would just
to you.
assume. Well, I'm just saying, if it's they've taken something from us to make, I feel like I would be able to see.
So that's what you see on the screen. Is you see yourselves threatening the authorities down below, and the lower powered superheroes who are part of the police force and such, and
All right. I'm going to say two things. First thing.
I'm sorry. And then right after that it says, and now back to a word from our sponsor, Aquamarine by Sapphire, for when you want to reach a higher plane of beauty. Sorry.
it's fine. This is great. That's okay with me.
Two things. First thing, obviously, trap. Right? We can all agree that this is a trap specifically for us.
Yes.
It's always
Second, how many of you have fought your evil selves before? Just me? just me?
I mean, I fought other people like me.
All right, so we'll talk about tactics on the way if we decide that we are in fact going to walk into this trap. I assume we are.
I don't see that we have another choice.
Of course we do. We can stay in this diner literally all night.
well, even if it's a trap, it's headway,
but I
it's
don't-
movement.
But I'm trying really hard not to be a supervillain. Right now, I'm being a supervillain.
Yeah, you are failing already.
So I want to go prove that I'm not a supervillain.
Okay. Stay away from her. You're a
not a
supervillain in
supervillain.
training if I've ever seen one.
I am not. I am not. I would never do that. I want to save people. I want to help people.
Yeah, you're gonna find a way to mess that up somehow. I just have a feeling. You leave pieces of yourself all over town. Some of them form their own societies, which you let worship you as a god. Also, you can copy pretty much any power and any skill. I mean, you're like
and use it for good.
You're like the single most dangerous being I have ever encountered.
There is a gasp from the woman who had asked the radio to be turned up, who's been watching the TV while you guys continue to have this conversation.
She saw us.
And as you look over at her, she's still watching the TV. You look back over to the TV, and you see several bodies get hurled out of the top floor of the building.
Well, good. Now we're murdering people.
No, we are not.
Murdering people.
We're not murdering people.
We're murdering supers?
We are not murdering anyone.
Well, everybody knows that fighting your evil doppelgangers is the last fight before the boss fight. Everyone knows that. That's real.
Either way, yes.
I'm gonna kick her ass.
Either way, we'll learn more about what's happening. I think we go.
We're just getting drawn into a battle that we probably can't win, so we can be weakened when we fight the boss.
Well, what's your plan other than that?
I don't have a plan, but what I'm saying is, why not just skip that?
I'm all for it.
And then skip that end.
He's counting on us going to want to save the people that are getting thrown out of those buildings. People who have superpowers.
I'm gonna need a lot more confetti milkshakes if we're skipping it.
We're not skipping it.
But even if they are superpowered people, they are still being hurt.
Are they?
Well, there's a hero in there after all. That's good. Okay, so we're walking into a trap then?
You just said we shouldn't walk into a trap. I'm
We
so
absolutely should not. We should stay right here and let Migraine come to us once he realizes it's not going to work out. So, are we going or what?
Is there a way we can trick him?
Only if we try.
confused. How would we trick him?
I don't know.
Magic.
How many of you can you make?
5.
And how many forms can you take?
As many as I want.
Well, it looks like we have the beginnings of a plan. Shall we go walk into the trap now?
I should make all of us.
Let's talk about it on the way.
I could also make doubles.
See, now we have possibilities.
And with that, then I'm pretty sure that the Kid Titan looks over at Hollywood and says, check please. Whereupon we call it a night on this edition of Masters of the Metaverse.
Okay, I won't write that haiku then yet.
Thank you guys. Holy crap, good job. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys.
That was a big
Good.
revelation, everybody.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
huge.
Oh my gosh, been waiting so long for that.
Do you feel better now?
Good. Yes.
And we'll use our rules of pools next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I know some of those things will convert into
Sorry, that
bonuses,
was,
and
we
some of
had
those
to
will
get through
carry
that. That
over.
was intense.
That
Yeah, no, we'll work all that stuff out. We'll absolutely
man.
bring some
Thank you
of
for
that
giving
back
us
over.
the time to actually work out the story right there, because a hack attack
I
would have
had
put us
no
off for
idea.
another week.
Yes. So, wow.
That's insane.
Thank you so much, chat, for all of your support and all of your help tonight. It has been so much fun. We got a couple of minutes. They're not going to be ready for us down south. So I tell you what, why don't we each introduce ourselves, just in case someone doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then I think we got a couple of minutes if someone wants to throw a question or two at us. And
We can talk to chat.
We can. Why not? We
Yeah,
got a
that's
little
what
bit
we
of
do.
time.
Let's talk to chat.
Left to right, right to left,
In fact-
center around.
Yeah, just
favorite.
name.
Oh, I'm Sarah Sanders Odie. Hi.
I'm Kelly Fusion.
There you go.
How you doing?
Maggie Ferguson Wagstaff.
I'm Vanessa Postel.
And I'm Christian Doyle.
I'm Chris Odie, and we are Masters of the Metaverse. And yeah, why don't you see what you got going on there, guys? If you have anything you want to throw in chat with your
With your chatty
with your
fingers?
chatty fingers.
Chatty-
your
chatty
fingers.
Questions for pilots or avatars?
Yeah, there's some things we obviously won't
Future
get into.
metaverse suggestions, we also accept those.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got a couple minutes, so we can totally dive into it and see.
We have 5 minutes, Jen. Do what you can.
Let's see. Bully to Q&A. Hi, Zoe Peoples. Hi, Bully. Exactly what powers does Brian Seacrest have? He has several ranks in
Smarm.
douchery and
Perfect
smarminess.
smile.
Perfect smile and teeth.
Ability
How
to-
long has this plot line been pointed toward? We started planning the show in...
February?
Well, we talked about it even before in January, February, before the show launched.
Yeah, we've had the Sentinel City setting and plot line that was the first thing we had done. That's something that
End of January.
that some of us have been working on for a very, very long time.
Yes. Let's see. How about a Masters of the Metaverse where they meditate into their real or metal leap into their real life selves? Possible. We'll see where that goes with that. When does Masters of the Metaverse go Kingdom Hearts on us? As soon as they send us money. Worst haiku you've had to do?
Worst haiku.
Oh man.
Any of the ones that just like...
Yeah, it's always the worst when I think that I'm gonna get away with it, and then it's like, oh, give me one. The milk ones kind of sucked.
I liked your milk ones. Let's see. Meta Meltdown. Oh, we should have chat answer the Q&A as a Meta Meltdown. Real music video of Bubblegum Parachute.
Working on it.
Still
Actually,
working on
I've
it?
got the song pretty much written out now. I've got parts for everybody.
That's exciting.
It's gonna take at least a day to shoot though, so I don't have a camera and stuff like that. I'll have
Maybe
to
we
be
can
able
figure
to
something out
rent
at
it.
Gen Con.
Yeah, well, we'll try and figure something out.
The question for the Great OD, how are you so awesome? I'm not, I fake it. I let them be awesome, and then I try and glean from that. How do you like the Bombshell Titan ship? Did not see that coming.
Oh man, we've been watching that coming for a while.
I did not.
It was like a truck.
The problem is, like, Kid Titan can barely stand Bombshell, and Crash thinks she's funny, but Titan would probably be all about it. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Like he's
Bombshell just likes your manners, or Titan's manners, and like how, like, truth and justice and American way he
in
is.
a lot of ways, they are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Aquamarine, Vanessa, how do you feel that Aquamarine's cult has transcended the universes? I'm glad someone pointed that out, because it's actually Aquamarines in a different reality, and yet somehow the Sapphire rivalry has bled into American Sentinel.
I think that's it's okay. It sets Aquamarine up for having her comeback
I like it.
and her not revenge.
I like that you have a rival now across time and space.
I honestly don't consider her a rival. It's not. You have to be like
Beneath you.
as you
have to be at least as awesome.
which I don't feel Sapphire is, but maybe I'll meet her one day.
Let's see, Christian, are you, as Crash Kid Titan, even more scared of Bombshell now that she's gotten the idea, thanks to Maggie, that she could reprogram people's brains?
I've been trying to steer her away from taking powers that would allow her to do that all season. Kid Titan specifically, and out of character, just so I don't want you guys to spread this around, but Kid Titan is pretty much convinced that she is the most dangerous thing that there is.
I am.
Like, there's not enough checks and balances to make Bombshell okay to be existing in his eyes.
Yeah.
Except for the
I have
one
faith
that
in
apparently
Sarah.
has us
Oh,
trapped.
I have faith in Sarah too, but playing the character right. But
No, she's
considering
a powerful, dangerous
what
character,
the
too.
avatar is designed for,
It's broken.
is to be broken, and Kid sees that a little bit too well. It makes it hard for him to like her, even though she's perfectly adorable.
A role, Chris, out of the roles he did this season, if you go back and change one role on you or the characters, which one would it be and why? Oh, honestly, there's been a couple moments, especially early on, where we were trying to figure out the mechanic and such. I can't think of a dice roll, but I can definitely think of situations from... This is a very challenging show to GM.
Yeah,
Candidly.
I will back him up 100% on that.
Because you're building the story collaboratively as a group and with you guys, and then some of the stuff that gets thrown in as well, trying to figure out to adjudicate in the moment what layer level situation and how to work things out. And you've seen us sometimes kind of muddle through and such, but for the most part, it's just been a hell of a lot of fun, and we've enjoyed it. And I think we've made it work. And
we actually managed to pull the actual story out of this show at one point for about 20 minutes. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. I love how we've added some of that stuff going on. Let's see. Anyone have a meltdown that they've really enjoyed, like a character they've really enjoyed?
Oh my gosh, I love
into?
so much jumping into all of the characters, but especially when they have like funny little accents or like a
I
little
love being Johnny
mannerism.
Appleseed.
Oh my gosh, Johnny Appleseed is super fun.
There's nothing I love more than being Johnny Appleseed.
I loved being Miss Emmy.
I'm with Emmy. So funny. No, anything that has like an accent or something that I can really like latch onto is really, really fun.
I loved the interaction of Miss Emmy. I mean, the whole thing was hilarious, but the Gatling, just the very proper Gatling.
So very gentleman.
The just rednecky somethingness of Appleseed and his
And
crush.
That was awesome.
His kind of gentle crush something on Emily Dickinson, like that whole...
Yeah, and I mean, Gatling had a thing for her too, but he was just way too polite to ever mention it. It was really, that was one of my favorite relationships throughout the entire series, is the relationship between Johnny and Emily and Richard.
Anyone have a favorite hack attack so far?
The flood?
That's easy.
The flood?
No. Cotton.
Oh yeah, that was cool when Cotton got to come back.
That was my favorite.
The boat was
The
good.
boating one was awesome.
I feel like the boating was the tipping.
That really set the tone for what chat is capable
Right, like
of on
that
this show.
was the tipping point during which it was like, wait a minute.
Was having the worshippers, was that a hack attack? Because I enjoyed that.
No, miniaturizing you was.
Yeah, I
made
liked
them
that.
worship you because it
I liked
seemed
that.
because we'd already had a little bit of conversation about where our show was going, and it seemed like this was the next step was to give you a cult.
I liked it.
Brad was really great.
What?
Oh, Brad.
Oh, Brad.
Brad was. I love Brad.
Who could forget Brad?
I really want Brad to
I
survive.
like the river one though, because that was like really that moment of sort of prescience for us where we kind of looked at that screen and
We're like, oh
shit. What have we unleashed?
It was a huge turn that day.
Yeah.
That
We've
awesome.
unleashed
It was just like,
I also love the miniaturization one just personally because that led to 2 episodes built around that. Mm-hmm. And all of the insanity that came from it. Like, this was generated by chat, really.
Yep.
I think we're just about out of time, if we aren't
The
already.
giant fish mating song.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's right.
All of the waffles. I have so much fun with the waffles.
Yes.
Especially when I don't do them until
Did we get
Monday
to a
afternoon when I
waffle?
get to the studio.
I think we did hit a waffle. I don't think we hit the free
Mini
hack
Kid
attack.
Titan.
Yeah, Mini Kid Titan voice. I like that
I
one.
loved Mini Kid Titan.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
We'll have Christian be a magical space princess. It'll happen.
Yeah, just like we'll have Chris be a superhero at some point.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. What's been your most surprising thing about the show so far?
Fans. I think fans are the most surprising thing for me. Like, you guys are amazing. It's so
Like,
neat.
we see how mean you are to DFA and we don't understand why you like us so much.
You guys are so fun to like hang out with on Twitter or in chat when we go in there. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that without a doubt has been.
It's nice that it's not just during the show.
Yeah. You guys are so cool. I can't even deal.
Yeah,
And you want to help us.
You're our favorite character on the show, Chad.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think also related to that, surprising might be the word I would normally use, but the creativity of chat, the willingness of chat to think collaboratively and creatively about ways to not just mess with us, but
to
create
play along with
augmentations
us.
to the show that then give us fodder to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that some of the shows really enjoy being kind of closed off from you guys and not seeing or interacting quite as much, and and that's fine. Like, the different shows, everyone's got their own shtick, but I think for us as a group, it has been so awesome to work with you in real time.
Super awesome.
And get to create.
So much better.
I'm going to mom you now and tell you that's like 9:02.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So, well played on that role. We'll see if we can make some more time next week to do it. Absolutely. I would love to have a sponsor that we could get Metaverse action figures. That'd be hilarious. They could be nesting dolls.
Yeah, if you know anybody who'd like to sponsor Masters of the Metaverse,
we need nesting dolls.
We need action
where you have like
figures.
where you have like Aquamarine and then Lady Vale, and then like just stacking with Vega, and then each one.
Yes.
I love it.
That'd be
I
good.
bet there's like a custom
I want
nesting
all
doll.
the princesses actually.
like the Zartan G.I. Joe figure where you can stick different faces on it.
Loved that one.
Yeah, but it was because it was the greatest G.I. Joe action
Max and
figure.
Zaymot.
It changed colors in cold water and it changed faces.
Oh, I know.
It was
I
fucking
had that
badass.
one. Okay, chat. I'm 99.9% certain that we should send you guys over to down to LA. You have been fantastic. Please continue to spread the word as you have next week's season finale.
Oh, we get to
of
see what
Masters of the
happens.
Metaverse.
Bombshell
And
will
then
not
after
take over the
that,
universe.
we will still be coming back. We'll be here the next 2 weeks afterwards. We're going to do some simulator training things. We're still working the details.
I'm excited about that so
But
much.
Kelly's going to run it, and the working idea is that we're just going to throw together a whole bunch of different characters.
Avatars and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
That's
so much
what
fun.
they think.
Aw, looks fun though. I want to do that.
So until next week, everybody.
Both Chris and I will be gone. We can't do shit about it.
I know that's true. The second you can't stop it.
We have to trust you and then fire you from DFAI.
It's true.
No, we need him for DNA. No.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy pencils and parsecs, and
No.
we will see you
pencils and
next week.
parsecs?
Indomitable.
Or Indomitable.
Indomitable.
I'm sorry, wrong show. I GM too many different shows at times. I forget what day it is. Indomitable, yes.